We're starting off high.
We can get a two fools agree on that one. Oh, by the way, look, we got the wide shot.
You had accountability.
I had to unmute it.
Now, what I can...
Now all you need is a podcast and a YouTube channel.
No, not even.
Where, give me the money. Show me the money.
Apparently there's a Foolproof page.
Shoot the J. Shoot it. Live on Facebook.com/Foolproof Entertainment Network. I need you on Twitter. I need you to repost the Facebook pages.
To raise a human before I would...
Trust a human to raise a pack of wolves?
Before I would trust a pack of humans to raise wolves.
Right. I hear you. Yo, welcome back to Do Fools Agree. We got a full house tonight. I am your host, Michael Reggie, along, as always, with my co-host, Clifford Jordan Jennings. How you doing tonight, Cliff? You there?
I didn't know I had to unmute myself. I thought you was going to do that for me.
I thought so, too. And then we got somebody else unmuting during the intro, you know. And amateurs. What are these amateurs you bring on here?
First time jitters.
It's all
Forgive
good.
me, fellas.
It's all good.
Amateur night for me.
Cliff,
You are A-okay, sir.
Cliff, you want to introduce our esteemed guests for the evening?
This is our illustrious guest this evening. This is my FB, my son, Malcolm. You can go ahead, give. I guess you could give a little backstory on how you know me. Don't incriminate me, though, Takashi. Oh yeah, you know, Mr. Clifford Jordan Jennings and I met at Penn Station. Ironically, about 7 years ago, I was getting something to eat and was trying to get a job when I first moved to Columbus. And he told the manager he had a feeling about me. And I think he just wanted a little extra money once I became somebody. But anyways, we built a quick bond and, friendship or brotherhood. And that's been my boy for the past couple of years and definitely big bro. So appreciate y'all, man.
Good deal. And we've got Aaron coming back, joining us from the ATL. What's going on, Aaron?
Everybody know this nigga.
Aaron quickly becoming a staple on the show.
Right.
Hey, I'm like one of them good Seinfeld guests. I'm like the suit guy. You know what I'm saying? I just show up.
Right. No soup. All right, move on. All right, well, how's everyone doing this week? Everybody having a good week?
Man, I'm glad it's Friday.
Glad it's Friday.
And it's a long weekend. We got Monday off too.
3-day weekend.
I hope. Right. Look, at least the last
time was cold.
Yeah.
Monday's Memorial Day. Yeah.
Shit.
I took
fallen soldiers.
Right.
Absolutely, man. And the soldiers still standing. Defending the country, man. That's love. And the nurses and the doctors. Right. Hey, those are the true heroes, man. Talk about superheroes. Those are the true heroes right now. Listen.
That's true.
Can't leave them out. Right. Risking it on a daily. So what's going on? Do we have any inadvertence fuckers?
I got one I'll jump in on.
Okay.
And it's I don't know how I've become not only the one in my family, but in my group of friends that I've become tech support. So now on when my mom calls me, when Shar calls me, when Cliff calls me, I'm just gonna answer the phone like this. Hello, this is Michael Reggie, tech support. How may I help you?
And I'm gonna say,
have you tried plugging it in yet? Have you tried plugging it in?
Give me a fucking American.
Yes, my name is Frank.
Transfer me to your supervisor, please.
I speak perfect English. No, you don't.
I'll put you on hold for 5 minutes, Cliff, and then I'll pick it back up and use the same voice and say, "This is the supervisor."
I am the supervisor. No, you're not.
Yeah,
nigga.
I am the manager type stuff.
Right.
You're speaking to the manager.
Oh shit! Listen, that's right, cause I call
What's
you
your
so
operator
much.
number, man?
Right.
Might as well be Geek Squad.
Can
Right.
I get your
Side
serial
hustle.
number?
Listen,
Social security, date of birth, all that good stuff.
gang.
Oh man, he said Hallville, Indiana.
But yeah,
I don't know
man,
if we heard of that one.
I'm actually
Indianimal.
I actually
Right.
told my wife I was gonna have her submit my W-4 to her school because I've been playing so much tech support for her and her online learning shit.
Oh, I'm about to say, let me find out the school been calling you too. Now you might have a side business.
Right.
I'll get some business cards made.
I mean, I better
This
get
call's
paid.
not about your son. I have
Right.
another question for you.
What about anybody else?
That's what's up.
Anybody else got any good inadvertent thoughts?
Listen.
Man, inadvertent thoughts.
You got one?
I would just say, with this whole Corona thing, I would say, and everything's starting to slowly reopen. They talk about the caution and the masks and stuff. Everywhere I go, I feel like everybody's just back to normal now. Like the highways are back to being busy. Like it's crazy how the switch kind of just came quick. Everybody was not on the road, and everybody and their mama's on the road again, and everybody's riding, doing their thing.
Motherfuckers just need a tit.
Right.
Motherfuckers whip that tit out, and now we back breastfeeding from whatever the masses.
The government has so much control. I've learned over the world.
What you got, Mike? You looking real stuck.
All I'm saying is that people started reopening a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
and we spiked an additional 1 million cases in the last week.
Man,
So
I understand. Yeah, I didn't know.
Hey, I went to Alabama this weekend on some humbug shit.
Not
Know what I'm
Phoenix
saying?
City.
Yeah, but they had no cases down there, right? 0 cases.
Wow.
I'm the nigga coming from Atlanta.
Right.
Probably got it all over me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm in the Piggly Wiggly behind old people.
That's fucked up. You don't want everybody cussing out.
Right.
Hey, well, I feel fine. Goddamn it.
You don't want everybody cussing out. Flatten the curve, motherfucker.
My inadvertent thought was like people are afraid of like the virus and they don't want to die and shit, right? But I seen somebody in traffic wearing a mask, but he had no seatbelt on. I'm like, so you got a mask on, but you got no seatbelt on. So I feel you gonna survive the virus until somebody T-bone your ass.
Right.
Which one are you worried about more?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna go out on my terms.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna die of the flu, but you have to hit my ass.
Right. Yeah, I ain't gonna die of the virus, but you hit me,
I'm not finna mess with my linen suit, goddamn that. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
What about you, Cliff? Any inadvertent thoughts?
I got I don't know if it's an inadvertent thought so much as an assumption. I watched that Dave.
Little Dicky.
Which one?
Listen, he's a fucking genius, yo.
No,
You never heard of Dave, Mike?
No.
Listen, it's
funny.
on Hulu. It's called Dave. It's a Lil Dicky show, I guess.
Oh,
about...
yeah. I've seen the previews for it. I haven't done anything with it.
Listen, and I will say that the show has boosted my intrigue to his music.
Yeah.
You ever heard his music before?
I've heard some of his music. I've heard about before this, I've heard about a good 2-3 songs from him.
You heard the song he did with Snoop Dogg? He had like a whole cartoon video for it.
No, I don't think so.
Go ahead and check that out.
Listen, he's a pretty
That's probably how he got
talented.
the episode.
He's a pretty talented dude for real. Like I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't blow up real quick. Like,
well, I mean, once you have a show, isn't that kind of blowing up, right?
well, no, I mean, as far as like music goes, I'm talking about just in general. Like dude is like when I really started listening to him, and appreciating what he could really do, I was like, he might be up there. Like currently, he might be in my top 5 currently.
Really?
Well,
I haven't listened to him.
He's definitely doing like Logic type crowds. His audience is like Logic
I could tell.
size.
But that's
You know
why
what I'm
I
saying?
like him, because he's
He
not
definitely
trying
got the
to
white
do
people on
anything.
lock.
He's not trying to do anything but be himself. You know what I mean? He's not trying to be no tough guy or no dope boy. He's just being himself, and he's talented. Like my G has it. He has it.
He has a natural rap talent. I'm sorry for putting you up. He has a natural rap talent. I've actually listened to a lot of his music.
Yeah. I give it about a year. He's gonna blow.
He's nice.
Blow.
Sorry, Mike.
No, I was gonna say I haven't listened to it at all. Listened to him at all, so I don't know.
Check him out.
So I'll check that out. I mean, I've seen it. I've seen the ads pop up on Hulu, and it looked like that goofy shit that just isn't my thing.
Who said it? Somebody said it's like a white version of Atlanta. And I can kind of see that.
Okay.
But what's his name? Danny Glover, Donald Glover.
Donald Glover.
And I can see
Lando.
The basic premise of because Atlanta, like another part of that is like to go around telling people that you're a rapper or in the industry, but you don't have anything to back it up.
Right.
You're a rapper, but you work at Kroger's.
Gotcha.
Right.
Go ahead and keep that to yourself.
Right.
So you blow up.
I guess that is the same thing, isn't it? It's the exact same thing as Atlanta.
Right.
If you want to get a girl down here, don't walk up to some 35-year-old nigga talking about I got a mixtape coming out. You're like, oh, you got a mixtape coming out, huh?
Everybody has a mixtape.
Like everybody's with a computer on the microphone. Is that hard to record?
Matter of fact, they got what's the app now, Mal?
What? Oh, the Velvet Coat or something like that.
Have you heard of that?
No, what's that?
So it's this app now. Let me see, where you can Veloco, VOLOCO.
Right.
So you can get on here and actually record music. You can pick people's beats. So people submit beats daily. You pick the beat you want. You can record on it, and the shit doesn't sound bad. Like you can do anything.
They probably auto-tune you and everything. They probably auto-tune you.
That's what I was about to say. Like,
if you want to.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. It's like it's more or less a microwave to the point where you have to be a popular person.
Do you hear that quality?
Oh, he's playing it.
I'm about to say, like, I thought I was tripping for a second.
That's crazy. That quality for a phone though.
Right.
I'm saying
you can't tell. You can't tell you're recording off the iPhone. I'll say
right.
How am I supposed to impress you on my mixtape when you can do that?
Right.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Right from your phone.
And people paying
I work hard on this shot. You did.
Hella studio time.
I mean, that goes back to like, listen to the ad at the start of our podcast on Apple Podcasts or whatever. It's the same thing. I recorded it straight from the phone, and
man, that's crazy.
Exactly.
That shit crazy, man. They taking jobs.
Right.
They about to take over. Listen,
first of all, we started.
Producers better watch out.
The robots started with the manufacturing jobs. Now they're coming for the producer.
Listen, they coming for everybody they can.
Did y'all hear that song? They had a robot simulate a Travis Scott song.
Really?
Lyrics,
wow.
voice, and everything. Now the lyrics were like all over the place, but they made sense enough to where somebody retarded might have wrote this. But I'm just saying though. But what I'm saying is that like the beat and everything is like, if I showed that to you when I was like 15, 16 years old, you're like, okay.
Yeah.
You can all play.
Right.
Work on this and that. You know what I'm saying? But
and it's a fucking AI. We got AIs kicking freestyles now.
Yeah, that's gonna be the thing the next 10,
10,
15 years. I'm telling you what.
What kind of shit? What if that's how it? That's my inadvertent thought. What if that's how it is? What if everybody thinking AI gonna take over the world and they like, listen to my motherfucking mixtape, nigga. Shit.
Listen, you got the chess players. You You got the chess playing computer and shit.
Right.
You
Like, I just want to drop
Now you got
a
freestyle
mixtape.
battles, nigga.
You got a
You might
freestyle.
find, look, Cliff, your next blind date might be a robot. Don't even know it.
Oh, shut the fuck up. First of all,
Hell
nigga, I
no.
don't date blind. That's first. That's first. Second, the most likely I probably hadn't got it before I took you on the date.
Right.
That's second. That's number 2.
And if
So
it's a
it's definitely
robot,
not-
you know you can get it. I mean,
Listen, if it's a robot, that might be for the best. I don't know.
you know she gonna do what you want her to.
Right.
Listen.
Where's it at? Here.
What are the
That,
different settings?
What was
I
that
press
movie?
Control Alt Delete.
What's
Bam.
that Weird Science Mia, bitch.
I was thinking, what was it? Ex Machina. That's another good one. That's a more
Oh,
recent
I don't know
one.
that one.
I think is that ScarJo? I think that's Scarlett Johansson. I can't remember.
Oh, I fucks with Scarlett Johansson.
I can't remember
might
if it
have
was
to-
her or if it was Charlize, but it's
You might have to shoot me the title. I might have
Yeah.
to check that out. Yeah, but yeah, that's all. I don't know. That's all I had. I struggled with the inadvertent this week for some reason.
so my other one, just because it made the news again, was this whole Space Force thing.
Oh,
I got Elon Musk stock too, man. I fuck with Elon Musk, man. That's my boy, man. Keep getting that bread, baby.
I fuck with Elon. I
Elon,
fuck with Elon.
my problem with Elon is that, like, deep down, I want him to be like a good dude, and he's not. But he's not.
You don't think?
No, he's not.
Why you say that? What
Mike,
gives you that?
Mike,
He's going to
Mike,
take
you
over
don't-
the
you
world too.
You don't become a billionaire without stepping on.
I completely agree with that.
No, I
and
get that.
we'll get into that when we talk Michael here in a minute.
Oh, man. Oh, I'm ready.
Hey, I'm gonna step on everybody's toes, nigga.
Hey, I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad at him.
I mean, do we want to go ahead and jump into that? I can come back to Space Force and how it's really going to be the thing that saves us, because all this other shit is just a cover up for the fact that the aliens are already here.
Oh yeah, we knew
Oh,
that.
shit.
We knew that. But they've been here. Like they've been here since pyramids.
But our government has acknowledged that there are, like, they've confirmed UFOs that no country in the world has any idea about what they are, or at least
Right.
no one's
Hey,
saying
hey,
anything.
If they're here, them motherfuckers need to pay taxes. Goddamn it.
Right?
You know what I'm saying? You need to be paying for the
Listen,
property
them
you
probably
own.
the motherfuckers we paying taxes to.
Two. That's right.
Who they probably the World Bank controllers and shit like that. What you mean?
Ain't that a bitch?
Came here looking for water and plant life.
Listen,
That's what we're
said,
paying
we
them.
got a
with.
lick here. We came here for water. Now we got a lick. They chasing my nigga all over the crib.
Man. You see me, right? Look, you see me, right?
I thought you had like a kid behind you trying to like. I, thought you
I
was
did.
reading
There's
somebody.
about what, 3 of them over here? 2 of them
Oh,
are mine.
okay.
It's all right. I know how life goes.
I thought you was putting your kids to sleep and shit.
Nah, man, they with the grandparents, man. We at my in-laws for the weekend.
Okay.
So
Listen, I like
just
it
trying
real.
this is my little getaway time. So look, here we are.
Everybody
So you in
needs
your
it.
grandma room? It's a grandma room.
Nah, look,
Right?
it's my,
You see the words in the back?
yeah. Look, hold on. Damn, I can't even go that way, huh?
Oh,
We gonna go
little
this way.
That's Auntie's room.
Yeah, that's somebody room right there.
I'm putting it up here. Look,
He's gonna aim it down.
at this point, look.
Don't nobody care you living, laughing, and loving in the background, nigga. Just put it down.
Look, I'm in tune with my passionate side. Not afraid to
Right.
admit it.
We ain't mad at you.
Cool, man. You got
Don't judge.
you got turquoise walls, man. You a player.
Look,
man.
real men with the turquoise walls in the
All right.
That's
system.
right.
also.
That's right.
But as far as the doc goes, what y'all think of it? What y'all think? How y'all feel about it?
We in the
Did you
Last
watch it?
Dance. Yeah.
I definitely watched it.
I felt as if I saw some shit I didn't really know about.
Yeah.
As far as
Most of
what?
Scotty's contract situation. When I was a kid, when you're a kid,
You don't.
when
Right.
someone mentions like, okay, so Scotty's getting 18 million for 7 years. All I hear is 18 million.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? I don't give a damn how it comes.
right.
18 million, which is a fucked up deal when you think about it.
For Scotty, definitely.
Yeah, but I didn't know about shit like that, like little small contract and turmoil with the general office. I was watching basketball.
Jerry Cross. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
But
I
I
was
think,
like 13 when he retired.
and I mean, what
Right.
they said in the doc was that that was really at the precipice when contracts started going crazy, and it was the same thing with baseball at that point, and the same thing with football. Like the multi-million-dollar deals, while they were starting to pop up, like it wasn't as prevalent as it is today. Where like if you're not signing a $30 million contract today, like who the fuck are you? You know what I mean?
Right.
That wasn't the case back in the 90s or the early 90s when they first signed those deals. But at the same time, I think that was the crazy part to me was it was, to Aaron's point, it was the whole, I remember growing up and like knowing kind of what was going on, but not that depth of knowledge in terms of.
You didn't know how the gears turned.
Right.
Like this kind of told you how the gears turned a bit.
And on top of that,
we were all pretty young when that shit was happening.
Right.
Absolutely.
And I think that was the big thing too, was that I don't think like it registered or connected that like, nah, they broke this team up while it was still on top.
Right.
On some hater shit, nigga.
Right.
On some hater shit.
I mean,
but at the same time, right after they won that last championship, what was that? 98, right? Was the last actual quote unquote last dance. Guys' market values were going to go up. Guys had a great season, won multiple championships, and Phil was out, right? What I learned is, like you said, I'm the youngest out of the group here, so I definitely was pissing on myself and not knowing what was going on at the time when it was happening. What I learned is, of course, Jerry Krause, the general manager, didn't want Phil Jackson to come back. Although the owner called Phil Jackson himself and said,
offered him back, right?
But
so the question
you're not going to have the same team.
So the question is, I feel like the question is, do you think Phil wanted to come back? Because I feel like
he did.
Exactly. I feel like if he wanted to come back, they could have worked it back to where they'd have had most of the people they needed.
I mean, MJ said it at the end of the doc that if Phil would have come back, everybody would have signed on for a probably shorter not deal. As favorable 1-year deal to try to win 7.
I agree.
The part that I do know as I've gotten older is that Phil kind of had this thing with the Lakers already lined up. So when Jerry said that, he was like, "Oh."
He wasn't expecting it because he had been told all along that was the last
season.
But
at the same time, it's like I've been talking to the Lakers, so at the end of the season, I'm gonna go coach Shaq and Kobe.
Right. Honestly, he was probably.
I think he got to. I'm sorry. What you say?
No, go ahead, Aaron.
I'm saying it got to a point to where through the season, all the disrespect, and I don't know if it's disrespect like that, but it's got to a point where he was like, "Fine, I'm not even gonna try to come back. I already got Shaq and Kobe."
Well, and I'm gonna
go coach them.
That's what I wonder is if he was supposed to take over as the Lakers head coach in '98, and then he got offered that like last chance to come back, and had the last dance season, and then he realized he couldn't put them off for another year.
I think it was really just dealing with. I think it was being the mediator to the team in Jordan.
Yeah.
Like that shit gets old. Like you don't have to do that and win. Like that. Whoever said that is the design model for winning was a liar. You don't have to endure that to win. And a perfect example is Steve Kerr currently. You look at him with the Golden State Warriors and look how unified they are, and to the point that he doesn't even have to say too much. He doesn't even have to get upset.
But are they? I mean, cut you off, Cuddy. But are they truly unified?
Listen, they 93-9 or 93 in
it didn't matter how well you play because even the Bulls.
I mean 73. You know what I mean?
That's too many games.
Right.
But even Jordan. But even what I learned of the Bulls is there's animosity of feud. Remember the Horace Grant? So I'll say way back to the Horace Grant situation.
There's always going to be that.
Look. If somebody punch you in the face, it doesn't. You just can't always just sit at the table. We can be cool and shit. But you still punched me like 2 years ago. I ain't forgot about that.
Yeah, listen, but I don't give a fuck if you're Jordan or not, nigga.
But
I get what you're saying, but with Jordan, job security might have been a little part of it, but at the same time, that's what a dislike is. That Jordan's one of the niggas that 20 years down the line, I'm still talking about beating your ass 20 years ago.
Right.
I still bring it up every time I see you with your family. How you doing, kids? When we lost 2 finals in a row, that was messed up. I'm finna go get my table in the VIP section because you're not allowed there. But it's all good. I'm see you later. You know what I'm saying? Some hater shit.
Right.
I mean, I do too. Don't get me wrong. I like the guy that embraces the villain role, but
But it's not even like the villain role. Like, I think
Is it not?
if you're gonna have the, I mean, fair.
Well,
But it's that whole
yeah.
you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain, right?
Right now, yeah, okay, you're right. Listen,
but
Some Batman
But-
shit for you.
I will say going back to
who's agree on that? I give you that one there. Listen.
I will say going back to the whole Phil Jackson leaving situation. What I learned in the documentary is, and I respect him for this. Phil said Phil felt that even though the owner himself says I'll bring you back, he didn't want to overstep Jerry Krause as the general manager of that team, and he knew that would have made him upset if the owner brought him back and he would have came. Now we might say, fuck it, I don't care how you feel, no pun intended, but I think Phil Jackson was saying, I don't want to have an animosity. I know there's already animosity. I don't want to drive that further. I don't feel comfortable staying. I know myself, if I have animosity with someone that I have to work with daily,
Right.
And they portray that to me consistently and would still do that, I don't think I'm not gonna really want to work with you.
Right.
You know, I'm not gonna want to be a part of it, because if you don't want me to be a part, that's fine. Took my talents to South Beach, as LeBron said a couple years ago.
Listen,
So
I feel like I'm sorry. What
no,
you
go
saying?
ahead.
You said
No,
so
perfect. No, I was just going off. Go ahead.
okay.
No, go ahead.
So I feel like it's the perfect depiction of the different dynamics. You know what I mean? The rule by force and the rule by loyalty, really. Like you look at Jordan, where it's like, I don't know if he made anybody he played with better so much as he made them scared to fail.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
I
And then
agree.
you look at a LeBron, who I feel like anytime he steps on a court with somebody, he's making them better. He's making
agree.
a James Jones better, a Mike Miller better, a J.R. Smith.
But I would say
that comes down to results.
right.
Whatever your equation is, what is your result?
And
If I have to whoop all y'all's ass in the screen right here to win the championship, I'm coming all through all y'all. I might lose, but you don't respect me. You know what I'm saying?
And I think
That's just that.
I agree with you that it's on results. Like the way MJ led those teams, he got results. LeBron hasn't led teams to championships the way MJ did.
Well, see, now
He went and created super teams versus led teams.
Now listen, hold up, time out. This is where I have a big issue though. It's because, and don't get me wrong, before we get into the conversation, I would like to state my piece where we had this conversation, maybe episode 2, 3, Mike, where I said I do believe Jordan is better than LeBron. However, I believe history, when you look at paper,
will
people
remain
will say the opposite.
more favorable to LeBron. I don't know.
Now
6 out of
what I
8,
will
man.
say-
6 out of 8. That's all I gotta say. Like,
listen,
6 titles
but-
in 8 years, 2 3-peats. Like,
But I get that. I mean, I get that. I get all that. But that means nothing. I hate it when people say count the rings, because you're looking at somebody who had a squad.
Right.
A
I will say
squad.
that.
Jordan,
Right.
it's not like we're talking about super teams. That was a super fucking team.
because he made
You
it
had
a super team.
Listen, let me explain something to you. Matter of fact, and I have stats here as well. You had just with two people on your team alone. Because the biggest argument people make about the LeBron and Jordan thing is Jordan stopped people from getting rings. No, the fuck he didn't. He had Dennis Rodman, an 8-time first NBA All-Star. He's on the all defensive team.
How many times in
times.
Detroit? How many times before he was with the Bulls?
I mean, it's regardless. It's
not though. You're missing my point then.
Oh, Dennis Rodman did it in
was
Detroit
two-
too.
it was-
Yeah, he did
he
it in
won-
Detroit.
he won
Okay,
two in
that's what
Detroit.
I'm
He did.
that's what I'm asking.
So
Detroit loved
You
him.
can't
Detroit
tell
loved
me
Dennis
that they were great, but they
Time
didn't
out.
have anything
Time
until
out.
they got
two
to
in
Chicago.
Detroit, 2 in Detroit, 6 in Chicago. Regardless, you made the first all-time 8 times.
Agreed.
8 times.
I'm with you.
Right? And then mind you have Scottie Pippen, or I'm sorry. Scottie Pippen did 8 times in a row. 8 consecutive years he made first team
With
all
Jordan,
defense.
though.
8 years in a row. Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman 7. Then let me explain you this. Kawhi Leonard so far has made it 5. Rudy Gobert has made it 3. Draymond Green has made it 3. So out of all the best defensive players in the league right now, Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman have them beat combined.
Right.
So you arguably had two of the all-time best defenders in the NBA period on your team at one time.
Because they were scared of Jordan.
No.
Well, I mean, how's he explain going 72-10?
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. That's what I'm saying, though. But then look at LeBron, though. LeBron never had a Jerry Krause.
Yeah.
LeBron never had a Phil Jackson to put teams
yeah,
together.
Pat Riley. He had Pat fucking Riley.
That's because he's gotten head coaches fired.
Let me ask you this. If you replace Kevin Durant with LeBron James on Steph and Clay's team, how many championships you think they win?
Wait a minute. What'd you say?
If you replace LeBron James or Kevin Durant with LeBron James on the Golden State Warriors, how many championships you think they win? All of them. Everyone, every single one they play in, every single one they play in.
I agree.
Every single one. They win every single game. They don't lose one. And I don't mean season. I mean, they're going to the playoffs every trip.
Right.
They're winning the playoffs every trip.
Yeah.
How many years do they choose to keep them together? That's how many championships they get.
Right.
Period.
Well, LeBron would bow out after 2 anyways, so
probably.
That's what he does.
Hey, fools agree on that.
but let's not discredit that was a great Bulls team. But again, Phil Jackson was the driver. They played for Phil. Matter of fact, let's take it a little bit deeper. Would Michael Jordan be the same Michael Jordan if he didn't have Phil Jackson? But listen, okay. So Phil needed Michael just like Michael needed Phil. Those two needed each other.
Correct.
Phil needed Jerry because Jerry
like
was one like Phil. I fuck with
freaking
you.
Belichick.
But what about?
I mean, you need a shot. Everybody needs a shot.
Right, but what about when Jerry and Phil's relationship went sour? Phil could have gave up like he did in New York with the Knicks when he was a GM. That was a different Phil.
I'm gonna say this. What I do get is that if you own a team or a general manager, and you have cameras around and people around, and you have the players who are supposedly beneath you, belittling you in front of people, you know, especially if an ego problem already.
Right.
You seen how they was getting on them, like in front of everybody.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
What's some pills you keep taking to stay that short? You know what I'm saying? That's a quick jab.
Right.
Jab. You know, I'm finna go shoot this basketball, but you short and you ugly. You know what I'm saying? So,
but what did he do to deserve that, though? I hear what you're saying, Aaron, but what did he do to deserve that? Because remember, there was things that he was saying, discrediting Michael Jordan, discrediting Phil Jackson with statements to the media, and then that would come back to them, and then that would fuel the fire. It wasn't like they were just attacking him off rip. I don't think they were bullying him. Again, no pun intended. But
you're right. I'm saying it's an ego thing from everybody.
Yeah, it's an ego thing.
Jerry's ego, Mike's ego. They're all in different directions at that point in time.
But I will say, if Jerry would have been gone and they kept Phil, I think they would have kept rolling. I think, honestly, respectfully, you could have almost put, I don't want to discredit Jerry too much, but I thought you could almost put anyone in that GM position as long as you had Phil and that Bulls squad. Those years.
They'd have beat the Spurs' ass the next year. That's what would have happened. If the Spurs won the next year, they'd have tapped that ass.
Right.
They played against Allen Houston and Larry Johnson and shit. Like, that was a good team.
Right.
And
Steve Kerr won it again. Hey, Steve Kerr was on a hot streak.
Listen,
so is Big Shot Bob. I think Big Shot Bob was in that too.
I do want to say I'm glad that you said Jordan had Phil as well, because before he had Phil, he also played for who was it, Dean Smith at North Carolina.
Exactly. Now
one of the best colleges, one of the best college programs in the nation.
He played for Roy Williams and Dean Smith. They were both.
Regardless, that's what I'm saying.
They're both for the better.
So then let me run you down a list real quick of LeBron James's coaches since he's been in the league. Because mind you, he went straight from high school to the league, so he never got to play for an organization like North Carolina before he came. Then he came into the league to a Mike Brown. Mike Brown was his coach. Listen, time out. Hold up. I'm gonna go Tyronn Lue, who he won a chip with.
I don't agree with him.
We got Nick Spoley, who he won a chip with. Then we got
Eric Spoelstra.
Right.
Nick Spoelstra.
Eric Spoelstra.
Oh, I'm tripping. I don't know where I got Nick from.
I said
Nick. That's a new nigga.
I don't know where I got Nick from.
That's Eric's brother. He was assistant coach in the team.
Right.
I got that ring though, man.
Right next to Pat. But regardless, Luke Walton, Luke Walton, David Black, Paul Silas, Brendan Malone. So what's your conclusion from that list? LeBron James has been a player coach like Bill Russell
And
all
don't
his
forget-
NBA career.
Don't forget Frank Vogel.
They said we'd never see another player coach. That sounds like what that is to me.
Yeah. No,
we all
and
know
I think,
LeBron's been the coach of his team ever since he joined the league.
absolutely. And if he were winning championships every year, that would be a good thing.
Listen,
But he's winning championships, what, like maybe one every 3 or 4?
And I'm glad you said that too, and this is my last point. Is I saw a meme where they compared the 96 Bulls to the Miami Heat. And I was looking at it, and they were like, well, who would win this game? And I was looking at it, so I'm going to read you off the different matchups that would have been, and you tell me who you think would have won that.
All right.
I'll do this. Go ahead.
Mario Chalmers, Ron Harper.
Ron Harper's like 6'6".
Yeah, he's a big dude.
Who you giving that to?
Ron Harper.
Ron
for
Harper.
sure.
Ron
For
Harper
sure.
for sure. Ray Allen, Michael Jordan.
Oh, that's easy. That's not even a question.
Right.
Right. Okay. Okay.
That's
okay.
That's old Ray Allen too.
Okay. Dwayne
That's
Wade.
true.
Dwayne Wade, Scottie Pippen.
Scottie
Not the
Pippen,
same
hands
position.
down.
Clearly, hands down.
Scottie Pippen,
Okay.
hands
That's
down.
Okay,
not
now
the
here's-
same position though.
Hey, but don't
No,
even
it
matter.
is. It is the same position.
While I respect
Wait,
That's
Dwayne
how they
Wade,
play him.
while I respect Dwayne Wade, he is not as good as Scottie Pippen was in his prime.
That's how
He
they
was-
play
Dwayne
him. No,
Wade
you're
was
right.
great.
Dwayne Wade is a shooting guard, but he would have played small forward in that Heat lineup.
Yeah.
Dwayne Wade did win a championship without LeBron.
True.
Listen,
But Shaq,
listen
though,
though.
was that with Shaq
Was-
though, right?
Yeah.
All right, it was with Shaq. It was
Shaq
a fat
and Jason
Shaq, but it was
Williams
with
and all
Shaq.
that.
Right. Matt Miller.
Shaq was a sheriff and shit,
Right.
but he
Hold
was
up.
there.
Hold up, because we're making my point here. Now we go on to LeBron James, Dennis Rodman. That's where it gets a little iffy, because if we're talking about
How's it get
position, because if we're talking about positionally, I'm going Dennis Rodman. He's going to give me 20 points, and he's going to lock up anybody he plays against. LeBron had problems with Kawhi. We know
Dennis
he's going to
Rodman-
have problems with
Dennis
Dennis.
Rodman's not getting you 20 points.
Well,
Dennis Rodman's
I
not
20
getting-
rebounds. I
Well,
didn't
I'm
have
about
20
to say,
points,
nah,
20
hell no.
rebounds.
I was about to say.
Cliff,
Dennis is shooting threes.
I question you to say that while Dennis Rodman was great as well, all he was is a little bit better version of Draymond Green, and we know LeBron James was tearing Draymond Green. And them up.
Listen, you think Dennis Rodman is on a Draymond Green level? We just
No,
said
Dennis
that.
Rodman even said it himself on First Take the other day. He said I'm better than Draymond Green.
Hey, Dennis Rodman.
Definitely.
Dennis
Dennis Rodman has 8 or 7
Right.
first team all defense.
But
Dennis
Draymond only
Rodman
has
was the
3.
dirtiest. Dennis
He only
Rodman
has
was
3.
Dennis Rodman was the most dirtiest of all
Draymond
dirtiest.
only has 3. Dennis
He
Rodman
was
has
dirty,
7.
too.
Dennis Rodman has
was
7.
dirty.
Dennis
Oh,
Rodman
yeah,
has more than
5.
Kawhi and Draymond Green.
Oh,
He has
Dennis
more than
5. He says 5.
Dennis Rodman
shot.
has 7
Rings?
first defense, first team.
First
all
team all
Oh,
defense.
I'm talking about rings.
No, I'm talking about just
He has
defense
5
alone.
rings.
I'm talking about defense. He has 7 first team all defenses. Kawhi has 5. Draymond has 3. So we know he's on a level above both of them right now.
Right. Listen, I've always.
So
listen,
we
why
know
is that, dude?
Kawhi gave LeBron fits to the point he cussed at the free throw line
Hey.
when he saw Kawhi was coming back in
Yeah.
that finals. So we
Yeah.
know Dennis is
Can-
locking
can-
LeBron down.
Can I
He's
ask
locked
one
down.
question? Can I ask one question?
Of course.
One question. You keep bringing up these all defenses, right?
Uh-huh.
How many all defenses does Michael Jordan have?
He had, did I write that down?
It's 9. It's 9. It's 9 and 14 seasons.
Should we go to Siri? What's the question?
9.
How many all defensive teams did Michael Jordan make?
How many
Right.
all defensive teams has Michael
I mean,
Jordan
but
made?
that's fine. I wouldn't doubt that. I know
So, what
Jordan
I'm
was
trying to
known
say-
for his
what I'm trying to
defense
say
as
is-
well.
I'm going to look at LeBron's all defensive team. Because Mike was giving it to you both ways.
He
I'm
was.
just talking about Mike. You're talking about teams and shit. That's
Well,
cool.
no, because this
I'm
is
talking
what
about just Mike.
because everybody always talks.
Mike.
No, you can't say chips. How many chips? And then say I'm just talking
No.
about Mike. Cut that
No,
bullshit.
I said all defenses though. You said all defenses.
No, but I'm talking about you.
All
The
defense.
argument when you first started was chips. How many chips does he have? How many chips did he get? If we're talking about chips, we're talking about a team.
Arguments.
We're talking about a team. So let me continue. Dennis Rodman, LeBron would either be, in my opinion, an even sweep, and we can wash it, or I'll take that 20 rebounds and lock up your best player on your team all day. I'll go Dennis Rodman on that.
Okay.
Now, finally, because Miami still hasn't won one in that whole lineup, we have Chris Bosh, Tony Kukoc, who are the exact same players. They're the exact same players.
So you consider that one a push too, then?
One's black, one's white. That's the only difference.
So you consider that one a push
Chris
too, then,
Bosh,
which means this
Chris
goes
Bosh
to the Bulls.
may have been more athletic in Toronto. He didn't bring that over to Miami, and we all know that. He was a shooter.
So what's the point you're making here, though?
So the point I'm making
Bulls were a
is-
better team? Yeah, they were.
Right. They went on to playoffs.
It still doesn't matter. MJ's still a better player than LeBron.
After Jordan left. After Jordan left, they went on the playoffs. Name me a team that LeBron was on that did that. Miami, I don't even think they made the first round the year he left. It took them a couple years to get back into the playoffs.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So what are we talking about? Jordan, that is the super team. That's the super team. Because I only named defense. I didn't name offense.
Yeah. All right. So can I get a rebuttal in?
Go for it.
Rebut.
Okay. So if you have that type of team, you're not supposed to lose. You're just not supposed to lose, right?
Right.
So what did he do? Not
Who we
lose.
talking?
Right.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like, look, with this team, I'm not losing. Matter of fact, I'll do one better. We're not going 7 games, right? I'm gonna take one suit. You know, I took that out the document. I'm gonna take one suit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know about y'all niggas. I'm gonna do these niggas and go to the crib and play some golf. You know what I'm saying? Smoke some cigars, whatever the fuck I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying?
I get all that.
That's because when you talk about that Heat team, man, look, I like Dirk Nowitzki and all that, but you can't sit here and tell me that Dirk and them was supposed to take LeBron prime, Dwayne Wade prime, and Chris Bosh prime with some collectives, and I think they beat him in 6 games.
Now,
Not even 7 games.
Now, with that being said, though, we already had it from ESPN and all that. Numbers pegged. They didn't expect them to make it the first year.
Oh God. Okay.
Did they not? They was talking about that.
They did. LeBron said it. He said, "Hey,
yeah,
we're gonna win this
said
year, next year, the year after that,
everybody
and then
else
the year after that." But we
knew
only gonna win 2 of them, though.
We knew it was gonna take time for them to get together, cohesive.
Nah, what I'm trying to say, if Mike said that shit, this is what we're doing.
Right, and he would actually
how
do
we
it.
gotta do it.
Aaron,
I don't care if I got drug y'all in y'all sleep.
But did I not ask you what would happen if you replaced KD with LeBron on Golden State? It's the same situation.
That was Golden State was winning, but Golden State was winning without KD, wasn't they?
True.
So was Chicago, wasn't they?
They weren't winning championships without Mike. They didn't get close to no championships without Mike.
Right.
Listen,
their first championship was when they beat the Lakers in 1991. That's because of Mike in 6 years or whatever you want to say. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
he had a championship before
they was making it to the playoffs. Scottie Pippen, everybody said it. We was doing great without Mike.
We all from Ohio.
That's what they said, right?
From. Is he from Ohio?
No, I'm from Pittsburgh.
Okay,
I'm from Pittsburgh.
Show love Pittsburgh.
My condolences.
What I'm trying to say is, as an Ohio person,
I'm happy you made it out.
LeBron brought the chip to Cleveland. For that, you'll be in my Mount Rushmore.
I don't like him. I don't like him for that.
That's cool, but how I look at it, you know what I'm saying? LeBron bought the Cleveland Cavaliers. I know. He bought the Cleveland Cavaliers. I say Cavaliers. Cavaliers.
Cleveland Clavicles.
The Clavicles. He brought them a championship, and I can't fade him on that.
No, you can't. I mean, he did
did.
eventually bring a title back to Cleveland.
He's on my Mount Rushmore because of that. But at the same time, when it comes to tenacity and dog, you can bring up every stat you want to for real. But it's like having a team,
it's gonna
right?
be Jordan.
So
we've all been on sports teams. We've all had different types of coaches. the coaches can find that dog and be like, oh, this is the dog right here.
Yeah.
I mean, sit right here next to me and tell me what you see, because you're my eyes on the field. You know what I'm saying? That's
I mean, that was our strong safety in college, dude by the name of Aaron Lewis. He ended up being, I think, like a runner-up for the D3 Heisman, and he was a strong safety, and our entire defense was around funneling tackles to him as a strong safety. And you would think that meant like people were getting a couple yards on us. Nah, he was making those tackles at the line. Like he was a banger.
You know, your
He'd come
strong
up and hit.
safety's up there with the linebackers anyway.
Right.
They're always nasty. They're always nasty.
Troy Polamalu, man.
Right.
Right. So I could see him stopping him at the line, but I mean, regardless, I just feel like.
So what are we trying to solve here? Like, are we?
I mean, there's no solution, because, like I said, what it comes down to is why I feel like why Jordan is better than LeBron is it's just this simple. And I won't even say better than LeBron. I'll say he's more clutch than LeBron.
Killer instinct.
If it didn't, you just said it. He is 6'6" with a Napoleon complex.
Right.
He feels like everybody that crosses, he's a little guy out there. Like, he has a little guy's attitude where I have to destroy you for even thinking you had a shot against me. That's the only thing that separates him from LeBron, in my opinion. I have that killer instinct that you tap into. Other than that, I mean, LeBron's the better player.
I mean, what they talked in the doc, and it was the line that stood out to me at the end of the doc was about how he was always present, meaning when he was in, he was in. It was that Zen philosophy where it's like cut wood, carry water, and people ask, what the fuck does that mean? No, that means just cut wood, carry water.
Yeah,
and it means you are entirely absorbed in what you are doing, and that was Michael. And I think beyond that, I think he transcended the game, and I think he evolved the game. I don't think LeBron has evolved the game. I don't think teams have had to like change the way they do things. I don't think athletes have had to change the way they do things the way that they did for Michael.
I disagree with that.
Yeah,
right.
Do you?
Right.
LeBron has made camaraderie a good thing. Like, let's all get together.
Beyond,
you know what I'm saying?
This is one other thing that I wanna bring up too, because beyond all that defense shit, let me first say that, you know what, I may have given too much credit to Scotty, and not taking anything away, but I may have given too much credit to Scotty and Dennis and taken some away from Kawhi, Draymond, and Rudy Gobert, because we all know defense is completely different from then and now. You can't hand check. You can't hand check. You can't put a hand on the back. You could do that all day. You could push a man.
Right.
Back when Jordan and them were playing defense.
You can do more push a man.
You have to use your chest now. So it's
You
hard.
sneak moves.
So it is hard to play defense now. So it's kind of it's ill even to compare the two generations, because it's like, well, wait a minute. And then you think about it when you said what you said, Mike, that you don't think LeBron's changed the game. Well, yeah. Well, you got to think, how many times did he stuff a hole to the point that that's all you could do was shoot a three? And then the rest of the league got better at shooting threes.
All right.
We talking about LeBron?
Yeah.
No, I disagree.
Who?
I disagree. LeBron is complacent on defense. He's been that way his whole career.
Yeah, no, he's not gonna.
How many all defensive teams does he make?
You're not gonna get these all on D, but you're not driving on him. You're not driving on him.
You're not driving on him.
You're not driving on LeBron. Take the three. That's all you can do.
Well,
take the three.
At the same time,
and now that's all they do is shoot threes. We left out something very, very important, somebody we haven't discussed, because Giannis Antetokounmpo has shitted on LeBron. He's nobody. He has shitted on LeBron. I'm pretty sure he's dunked on LeBron at least a point or two at some point. The nigga's 7 foot with a 90-inch wingspan. But
Jason Tatum dunked on LeBron.
And I agree. And
Jason Tatum, man,
he's the future. Now that nigga's the future.
He ate that man lunch that day.
What I'm saying is
the future.
While LeBron is tough and he is bad, he's not always as tough as he's human at the same time.
Right. But what do you mean? We're getting that 9-time first defense guy got crossed by AI. Shit's gonna happen. People are gonna get one over. That means nothing. Doesn't mean you're
will.
any less of a player. Shit's gonna happen. You might get dunked on. You might get crossed up.
MJ one of them niggas that's like, what happened the rest of the game though? What happened after I got crossed
Listen,
over?
what about
Did you watch the rest?
I get
Did
that.
you watch the rest?
I get that.
You should have checked in on that.
Everything, everything.
Everybody gets one.
LeBron only has 5 first-team all-defensive selections, by the way.
You said who?
Thank you.
LeBron only has 5 first-team all-defensive.
Well, he would have got it. He would have. Listen, I'm not even a LeBron fan.
Ain't no damn. You're tied with the best player in the league right now, Kawhi. You and Kawhi have the exact same amount in a new era.
LeBron's been in the league for 17 years. LeBron's gonna be in the league for another 5, 6 years.
Right.
Kawhi didn't have that role for that long. He's been in the league. Kawhi just got that role.
I don't know why we keep bringing up Kawhi in this conversation.
Because he's the next best in this era of basketball.
I think so.
Yeah, who else?
Oh, Kawhi.
I'm just asking what your opinion is. That's what your opinion is?
Kawhi Leonard is the Marvin Harrison of the NBA.
I've come to learn over the years.
Explain. Go explain that. Go.
Did you say Marvin Harrison?
Marvin Harrison of the NBA.
Explain.
People forget. Marvin Harrison, when he was on the Colts and he was in the league, he was a bad man. He didn't talk like Chad Johnson and Terrell Owens and the big name guys, but he was a bad man. If not damn near just as bad. Some could say even better when he was with Peyton Manning, right? But he didn't talk. He didn't talk. He just did it. Kawhi Leonard's the same guy. We all laugh at his little goofy laughs and stuff like that. But
I can agree a bit on that. But I will say the difference.
Marvin used to catch the ball and fall. That's where
I will say
he catch the ball and fall.
I will say the difference between the two is basketball. It's only 4 other people on the court with you. Football, it's 11. So while you are Marvin Harrison, you got to rely on the guy to throw it to you to be Marvin Harrison. Kawhi's going to be Kawhi from the tip off to the end of the game. You know what impact he made on that game, regardless. That's why I'm bringing him up because I don't see anybody else.
Kawhi's underrated. He's underrated.
Yeah, I don't see anybody else competing with LeBron in that aspect now.
For a second.
Oh, you good, bro? You don't even gotta bring attention.
I used to tell you, Cliff. Specifically back when the Spurs in Cleveland, I believe it was, years ago. We used to debate on the whole Kawhi and LeBron conversation. Now I'm glad you're finally giving Kawhi some kudos. I remember a point in time.
I'm taking Kawhi over LeBron.
Oh yes, thank you.
I'm taking Kawhi over
for sure.
If I get to pick a team, I'm taking Kawhi over LeBron all day.
For sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. Look.
Because I know he's going to give it to me on defense, and I know he's going to wear himself out on offense. Now, LeBron's going to choose. LeBron's going to say, I'll play a little bit of defense and go hard on offense, and then I'll cut my defense up if I need to. But you have to think, when you got somebody like that,
is it safe to say
has that much on his back?
You have to.
He doesn't have a safety net. At least Jordan had that safety net of, I got Pippen, I got Rodman, I got Horace Grant. I got people that can step up if I'm tired on defense. Name somebody on any of LeBron's teams that was close to a defensive player.
What I'm trying to say is, look, Dwayne Wade, come on, man. Dwayne, shoot the ball.
He never had a defensive player on his team.
Cliff, I'll give you one right now, and I'm so glad to say this because you know I'm a Lakers fan. I got my jersey on right now. Anthony Davis.
Well,
Anthony Davis has hold on.
They've been 1 year.
Hey, Ray Allen though. Ray Allen
too.
Ray Allen jumped ship and he came down.
A wing defender, a wing, but
Chris
he wasn't.
They don't get that. They don't get that chip without Ray. They don't get that chip without Ray.
Right, but he wasn't.
Chris Bosh.
He wasn't giving anything to defense too much.
Here's what I want. Here's the one.
That's like saying JR.
I want to bring up something else when it comes to LeBron. Jordan. This is just a personal difference. But when it comes to Michael Jordan, when he left high school, when he was in college, when he got drafted, he had like zero fanfare for real. Like they fuck with him for real, but he was like, he won a king for real.
Right.
I think that's who got drafted first.
Yeah, it was Hakeem.
You know what I'm saying? So when you look at that, LeBron, ever since he was in high school, we from Ohio, they was playing this shit on TV, on ABC and shit, when he was like a junior or senior in high school and shit. Prime time television. He had a $90 million deal with Nike and that.
96,
yeah, something like that. So I question if LeBron had more of a grind to his ascent, if he would have been that much better.
If he had played college ball, basically.
not even that. Just like somebody be like, look, like you cool, but you ain't there yet.
He wasn't.
Right.
LeBron left high school. He was
already anointed coming out as an 18.
Nigga, they put the water on him when he walked across stage and shit. They christened the nigga and shit. You know what I'm saying? He went to Cleveland, his hometown, for it. It was like just magic. And when he got there, I mean.
But see that I feel like that was a gift and a curse though. You got somebody that's good and you think that that's all you need.
Right.
Now even Jerry Krause knew that I got Jordan. Jordan isn't all I need.
True.
Well, he didn't get Jordan.
He knew to put pieces around those. What I'm saying, there was not one piece ever put around LeBron in the first 6 years he played at Cleveland. They didn't add one.
Which is why he left.
Well, the first about 3 years of Jordan's career was very comparable to LeBron.
Before Phil got there and all that.
No, because he had that one dude first. I forget who he was, and then he had Doug Collins.
Right before Phil got there.
They did Doug Collins like they did my nigga Tony Dungy. They gave it to somebody else. Doug Collins.
Hey, you on the New Fools Agree podcast? Don't bite your motherfucking tongue.
I like Doug Collins. You know what I'm saying? I like Doug Collins, but they gave his team to Phil, and Phil started winning with that team. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right.
Like they gave when Doug had him like prime ready to go.
They gave it to someone else.
Bring Phil in.
Right.
Phil's a great coach, but Phil got like the greatest pacifier ever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
If that's being said, going back to your point earlier, Cliff, what about when they fired my boy Mark Jackson from the Warriors, which I thought was BS, with a great team. He was on his way. And they put in Steve Kerr.
Mark's been a nice guy about that too. Mark been real nice about that shit too.
Mark been real nice about it, ain't he?
It's the exact same situation. I mean, but what you expect? What are y'all expecting? They just had to edit the Rooney Rule, and now they give a motherfucking extra draft picks just to hire a black coach. Now, this is what I don't understand is these people make up more than 75% of the people that play in this league. You mean to tell me that they're the least qualified to coach?
Right.
Is that what we're saying?
It's a whole nother conversation. I feel you. Same thing in football.
But it's the same thing in basketball. You let the guy build him up, then you hand it off to the one you want.
Does the NBA have a Rooney rule, like a Rooney type rule?
Well, no, because basketball, it's very evident. Now it's about 95 to 5%. If you want to make that discretion where it's like, no, we don't think y'all deserve to be coaches, then it's kind of like, well, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Well, Atlanta has a black coach, so I'm going to take my hat out that way.
Oh man, my come in.
Hey, I ain't say our team was great, but he's black. Our arena's nice, and we got good.
Listen,
we had a black coach since Art Shell.
Aaron, I'll say this, and I've been saying this since his rookie year. Y'all got one of the top 5, if not top 3 point guards in the league with Trae Young.
Oh, Trey's gonna
That's a bad boy.
Yeah,
that's a bad boy.
That's what I was hoping came to Cleveland.
Him come to LA. Man, listen, I'd love to come to Cleveland, LA, go somewhere, man. He's
that's
not
what I wanted. But I'm not mad. I wasn't mad at Colin Sexton though. I'm not mad at Colin Sexton.
He's having the ball in Atlanta, my nigga.
I've seen his Instagram videos.
He's having the ball. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Look, Cleveland, that's cool. It's cold and shit.
You better make that nigga wear a mask.
They only got topless clubs up there. Just topless. That's it.
On both his heads. Make sure that nigga wearing a mask down there in Atlanta. Y'all might lose y'all point guard very fast.
No, they go.
He might be the next point guard Magic Johnson. He messing around down in Atlanta, having a ball like that.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Fools agree. Shit.
Hey, look, all I'm gonna say is that just like how you can get a connect. Because I'm here. Hey, look. What I'm saying is that this motherfucking damn, how am I describing it?
Just say it.
You can get dirty cocaine or you can get pure cocaine.
You
gotta find the right people.
Right. Okay.
It's true. It's true.
You know what I'm saying? You can fuck with that dirty shit if you want to. I know somebody got that Puro.
Okay, I follow.
It's called price tag.
I follow, sir. Well, what did you say? Mike, before we get into all that. What did you say about the Space Force you were talking about earlier?
Nah, I mean, so a couple of weeks ago there was announcements made or acknowledgments made that UFOs had been seen and cited, and that like government organizations were aware of them, and they've tried to verify like where they came from, and they can't. So they truly are UFOs. And I've been wondering, I'm like, what if Space Force is actually what's going to save us at the end of the day? You know, Trump put that together as a joke, as a diversion. What if that's where the shit really is? Really, what if that's where everything where we should be focusing is Space Force?
I can see like the hair on top of your head, like you think it's gonna be like some Star Trek shit, don't you? Is that what you're talking about?
No, not under Trump. I think it could become that.
You gotta take this motherfucking shit over.
No, what I'm saying, I'm thinking more like Independence Day type shit. Like, we're trying to negotiate with the aliens right now to give them resources, whether that's water or whatever. That's why we're melting the ice caps.
It's gonna be you gun control nuts that's the death of us.
Right.
Hey, I need my strap.
Man.
You gun control nuts gonna be the death of us.
No,
I'm just playing. But what about the backwards universe?
What?
You mean parallel universe?
Yeah. You ain't hear about that, Mike?
No, I missed that.
They said that they found, based on this I don't know what they called it, but like some molecule that went into the earth and traveled back out of it in reverse. So basically they said that they found proof that we have a parallel universe running alongside ours where time goes backwards instead of forwards. So that universe is condensing instead of exploding outward. You know what I mean?
And it's okay. So kind of like your typical multiverse theory where it's
some
running
Benjamin Button type shit.
Yeah, it's running opposite of what we're doing. That's interesting too.
So it made me feel like technically if you could rip the wall on that, then you could bounce back and forth at all times. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I could ride this all the way to 90, then hop back over and ride that back to 72, hop back over from 72 to 84, then jump back to 84 to 60.
Hey,
and maybe that's what we actually do. Maybe that's the explanation for deja vu that we've been looking for, Cliff. Is you're already on your second trip or third trip through.
I got
33, the number 33.
Can I add 2 points?
Yes, sir.
You definitely.
2 points. The first point about deja vu is a part of a big scale of like pre-med-vu, some other shit. It's like
you said what'd you say?
Pre-med-vu. Pre-med-vu is like
it's a whole lot of vus. There's
that's what I'm saying. So you can have those type of situations where you think you're in a situation and you think you've been there before. I think that's genetics. That's personally me. I think I've had an ancestor that's been in a bad situation.
Been in the same situation.
This is fucked up.
Yeah, like it's written in your genetic code type shit.
You start telling people, hey man, this don't seem right, man, because I don't know. It's just something's telling me it's fucked up.
No, because I feel like deja vu and written DNA is two different things, because written DNA, you wouldn't acknowledge the fact that you already knew it because you didn't know it. It's just something in you telling you don't do that. It's like trusting your gut. Deja vu is no, I've seen this before.
It feels familiar.
That's two different things.
But what you describe is a chemical response in your brain. So what you describe is something that you feel that you've seen before. But it's just a chemical response.
Well, but here's where I would counter that though, is my experiences with deja vu aren't necessarily just like, oh, that felt weird. Nah, like I legit had seen it before, whether it was in a dream or something else.
Right, like this is vivid. This is exactly
exactly the same situation, exactly the same circumstances.
And that can't be genetic code.
And I know that's about to happen.
Experience that specifically to know
so
it.
You're talking about deja vu, correct?
Right.
You said there's a whole bunch of different types of
vu. Yeah, there's like a petra vu where
that same thing that you remember distinctly being a part of your life can be transmitted to somebody else's life. They just don't understand it.
Then that would mean
does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
More than that makes sense to me. That means that it's reincarnation type shit.
I got a good point.
Because I'm seeing it.
Like,
you don't see through your ancestors unless you were your ancestors.
All right, here,
Now
all right,
I may be nervous, but I didn't see that through your eyes.
I got one. So when you're a kid, you're naturally afraid of the dark. Why is that? Why are you naturally afraid of the dark?
Because your ancestors were afraid of the dark because
Right, and
that's
you
where
can't
predators
see
would
prey.
come
It's just
out.
ingrained.
Right.
You don't know how to. You can't explain
But
it.
that
But it's
doesn't
like
mean when I'm in the dark I say I've seen this before. No, it's just
no,
dark.
no. But what that means is you get in a situation, you react. You
It's
don't know why you
instinctual.
react that way.
Yeah.
There's an instinct inside of you that you do stuff and you can't explain it. So after it's done.
So what you're saying is that seeing that before feeling we get is more of a reaction than a factual we've seen that before?
I'm saying there is that of what you know and that of what you don't know.
Right.
So you might be in a situation, right? You never seen a math problem before, right? And you go up to it and like, I somehow know how to solve this.
Well,
Why
listen,
is that?
Finding Forrester,
Well,
I've never had
like,
that happen, Matt Damon.
That's a more deeper thing. But there's other things like, look, so you might be a kid out there, everybody knows,
right, like
it's baseball.
Perfect example. They did that experiment on the mice where they gave them sugar water. After a while, they started zapping the mice every time they took a drink of the sugar water. Then they found out generations down the line, every time you put sugar water in a mouse's cage, he got scared because he thought he was going to get shocked. That's completely different than seeing someone put sugar water out and being like, oh, I've been here before.
Okay,
that's more on like the Assassin's Creed memory and DNA.
What if you're playing baseball? Right. What if you're playing baseball and somebody throws a ball at you and they instinctively catch it? It's just boom.
But
I told you to catch it. You just catch it.
Different than me seeing the ball coming at me and saying I have been in this exact same moment before. That's
but you're talking about the conscious level of it. I'm talking about the unconscious level. The level of you catch this ball.
Okay.
I caught the ball. Then you think about it. Why did I catch the ball? Like why? Was that in me to do that?
Aaron,
you know what I'm trying to say?
Aaron's talking instinct. Cliff is talking deja vu still. We're talking two different things now. That's what happened.
Okay.
You're still talking deja vu.
Aaron's talking
instinct.
That's why I sat back.
Your chart after this.
Let them work it out.
Chart.
Yeah, because I listen. Is that what happened, Mike? I don't know, but I'm following what he's saying now.
Yeah.
But I still feel like we're not on the same too.
So the question's about deja vu, right?
I mean, I don't know that there was actually a question. I think everybody was just kind of giving their perspective on it.
Right.
No, my perspective is I take deja vu as a personal thing. I can go into a room and smell something and be like, my elementary school smell like that.
Right. Okay.
I get that.
Okay.
I get what y'all are saying.
I don't equate
what y'all are saying.
Okay, yeah. That makes perfect
sense. You know what I'm saying? Like
Cliff and I are talking deja vu
now
more as like almost as like precognition, right? Where we've literally seen this scene before, whether it was a dream, whether
it's familiar.
Right.
Let me ask you this question: but when we say it's familiar, can you always trace it back to what it reminds you of?
No,
not
I can't.
always.
No,
not
I
always.
cannot.
I think that's what I'm trying to get at. Like, there's a deeper part of it.
So let me give you an idea. Let me give you an idea. So I remember, perfect example, and I say this every time. Every time we talk about deja vu, I tell this story. I remember when I had a situation where I was over an ex-girlfriend of mine's house. She had a ultraviolet light, but instead of it being a black light, it was a red light, right? So it didn't brighten the room, but it gave a red tint on the room. Now, she also had these curtains in front of her window that came down that were red as well, or they might not have been red. They might have been a different color, but the tint that came through the window was red, maybe from the light. I remember the moon shined through the window, and all I could see was the silhouette of a woman laying on a bed. Don't know what she looked like. I could just see the silhouette of how she was like shaped, laying on the bed, outlined in red. Didn't know where that came from until that night when I saw the ex I was talking about with the red light. And I said, oh, now I remembered specifically where I saw that from. That was specifically a dream where I saw that red silhouette. And then when I saw it in real life, I said deja vu. That came specifically from a dream. But every deja vu, I can't pinpoint to where it came from Like I can that one.
The vast majority for me, it's the same thing. Is it's come from a dream. Like the one
Right.
Cliff has his one example, and I have mine. Mine was the day I found out my father died. About a week before, 10 days before, I saw the exact scene of my stepmom, a figure that I couldn't recognize, and my stepsister coming to my mom's door late at night and opening the door and basically telling us that he had passed away. And that's exactly what happened, and it was my stepmom's best friend that came with her.
That's more my idea, deja vu.
That's too deep for me to count on.
Well, that's why like I
didn't want to say anything against.
I take it deeply on it because I've had ones that weren't like that deep. Like the other one, Cliff, there was a girl we knew growing up who I hadn't seen in 10 years. And in the middle of high school, I had a dream about her, and then 2 weeks later, ran into her at the mall. Like ran into her
that happens to me all the time.
Right.
Yeah, that happens to everybody.
All the time.
That happens to everybody. Motherfuckers will call you when you think about them.
Yeah, that happens to me all the time.
So that's basically, what we're saying is deja vu, aka one of those quote unquote I knew this would happen.
Right, exactly.
I don't know if I know that I knew it would happen though.
But I thought this may happen, or I thought this may happen.
I'm gonna send y'all
the pre-view. All right.
Because deja vu is something you've seen before, and pre-may is what you've seen in your future.
Okay.
But, what I was gonna say is this.
You said, wait, what was it? What was the second one? And you said it that you see in your future?
Things that you see before it happens.
And what was it called?
Pre-may.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up.
Sounds like
there's
before,
a couple of them.
Before,
it's one.
before
It's
my
one
finger,
like,
before
I want to tell you what's going on with me right now, but I can't. But look, so I want to ask y'all about dreams.
Yeah, of course.
All right. So, do you think dreams are training programs?
Training programs? Training for what?
No. That's an interesting.
No, I think dreams are what's deep embedded in your mind, the things maybe you don't typically think about or would think about.
You know what?
I'm talking about when you're asleep. When you're asleep.
You might be right.
When you can't control shit, and you're like, so why am I?
Why am
I here? Why is this fat bitch chasing me down the hallway? And I can't run.
You know what? I think he's right now. Now when he says that training program shit, I think he's exactly right. Because I first said no.
I'm talking about dreams like what you want to do with your life. I'm talking about dreams
like when you're asleep.
When you're dumb sleep.
Like
when you're watching your dog sleep kind of deal. Like
exactly.
Kind of
like, wait a minute, is this real?
Listen.
You know what? But I think it depends on the dream. Because what about the dreams when you've had dreams about loved ones? I think everybody's had a dream about.
Well, no, I feel like what he's saying is is it like training as in like what regardless of what the dream is. Like the first thing that popped into my head when he said that, the reason why I said no is my weird violent ass was like, no, because I can't punch my full strength. You know what I mean? Like when I try to punch, like it can't be training because I can't swing but then I think to myself like, well, that's probably because you shouldn't have been swinging in that situation anyway, and I'm telling you that wasn't the right move, and you're still trying against my slowing you down.
I should have been running from that fat bitch, man.
Right.
I should have been running from her. I should have been running
to her.
I should have hugged the fat bitch.
Exactly.
You don't have full control.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Listen.
What's going on? I'm sorry.
Respucia.
Yeah, that's the truth though. I think that there could be some.
I think there's benefit behind it for sure.
Logic in that.
Whether it's a good one or a bad one, I think there's some kind of lesson.
What made you ask that question even more so? I'm even more curious.
I mean, that's kind of where we were with the pre-med right?
I've been sleeping better since I've been working out, and I discovered something about it's called REM sleep.
Yeah,
REM sleep. I knew it. Listen, deja vu. I knew
you can kick yourself into that.
Well, I don't know how to do that.
I heard.
I just know I wasn't sleeping right before then.
Well, you can kick yourself into. Well, they say you can kick yourself into REM sleep. Like, you know how they say people have the hag riding them, where they wake up and they can't move and they're just stuck to their bed and they feel like somebody's holding them down because they're so asleep. So that comes from what they say, deep REM sleep that you're stuck in or falling into. And they say,
I've been like to the point where I've had a dream. I've woken up. I've been awake for like 10, 15 minutes. went back to sleep, and he got right back into it.
Yeah,
So are you
that's kind of
describing a nightmare?
no.
No, it's not even a nightmare. It's just like nothing changed. I woke up, okay, so that was crazy.
Oh, you know what?
I'm
I've had one of those recently, like where it goes back right on the same point you woke up on.
That
I was at
lucid
the
dream
same
where you
shit, doing the
realize you
same
can.
shit.
Can you start to control it at that point? Like that's always my thing. When I wake up and I go back to sleep, if I hit back into the same dream, I can actually start to control what's happening.
I know what you mean. I don't think it's a control, but I have a little more
wherewithal. Like you
response.
know you can.
Like
right.
I myself am responding, whereas before it was somebody
almost just
else
like
in my form.
That makes sense. Like okay, I know what y'all niggas are talking about.
Right now, I can be involved in the dream. Like I feel like I'm in the Matrix now, and I can start having conversations that I wouldn't normally have in the dream because I'm here.
Right.
I heard that means that you kind of like in and out at that point in time. Like,
yeah.
You know, you can wake up, but you're having too much fun. Like I'm gonna kick you.
Listen,
now I'm gonna wake up.
Well, I don't know, because I've had some of those dreams where you wake up and you try to go back to sleep to get right back in it and be like, "Fuck,
right?
Why can't I get back into it?"
Right.
Those be the dreams. Those be the dreams that you want. Those be the dreams that you know, like shit's going down.
Right. Or I mean, it's not always sex dreams, but
no, I'm not saying. I'm saying shit's going down.
That I just saw that eye expression, and I said, "Oh, he's talking about that."
No, I mean that could definitely be it. But like one I had, no, but look, for real, the one I had sounds weird. I was surfing, and I was having the time of my life, nigga. Like I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I was surfing like a bitch. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting there doing moves.
I said I was surfing.
I came back to sleep. I was like, man, what happened to the
Yeah.
He was gonna be there. Well, I constantly didn't think that, but I went back.
And what did you learn from? And what did you learn from that training scenario?
I don't know.
That he wants to learn how to surf, but big guys can't do it.
Put me on the surfboard, and I'm gonna tell you where I'm at,
down
nigga.
by the beach.
Hey, meet me in motherfucking San Diego on the beach with a surfboard.
San Diego.
Listen, I don't know how waves get in knee-high water. How high do those waves get? Because that's about as big of a wave I'm willing to hop on.
Man.
Oh, I can definitely swim, but I'm not getting in any ocean water.
I watch Shark Tank.
Listen, my cap isn't going below the ocean, is what I'm saying.
I understand that.
Like that's the lowest I go is high thigh. High thigh
Put me on
level.
the sea-doo. Put me on the sea-doo and tow me out.
Once my genitals start getting wet, I gotta get out of here. I don't know what's swimming around.
As typical. As typical Cliff.
You worry about that jellyfish bite. Jellyfish bite on the tip.
Listen, once my genitals get wet, I'm like, what are we doing here? Who are you even? Who are you? I don't know if I want to do this anymore.
Right. Mayday.
I just had sex with this bitch named Atlantic. I don't know nothing about this
mistake. Nah, it ain't that bad. Listen.
Specific.
Listen, we know now. I'm like a fucking
Pacific call, man. Don't answer that.
I'm like a Buddhist monk nowadays. You can't talk me into giving up the goods.
Right.
Celibate.
Yeah, I mean, I might sell a bit, but I don't know if I give it up willingly any other way.
Like, are they doing any like training? Well, I'm gonna bring
So what else? What else we got? Aaron, did you want to bring up the jail without walls? Did you want to?
Oh yeah, I forgot all about
talk
that.
about that?
Jail without walls.
The reason I wanted to bring that up is that.
Please explain.
All right, so we all know what the pen is.
The pen.
The pen.
Oh, the penitentiary.
Yeah, it's
okay.
Sheep and wolves. It's sheep and wolves.
Right.
Either a sheep or a wolf. There's a lot of niggas that sell drugs. Just because you sell drugs doesn't mean you're violent.
Or a bad person.
Yeah, right. That doesn't mean none of that. But you can get 7 years in the pen.
Right.
Once you go in there, you got to pick one. You're going to be a sheep or a wolf. So
right, that fucks you up. I see.
Yeah,
okay,
you know what I'm saying. You're either gonna learn something, or you're gonna get tortured for these 7 years.
Right.
What happened? So if you give somebody the opportunity, like, look, here goes 6 months. You get in shape. It's gonna be terrible. And what I don't like about it is more or less you don't learn nothing. You just put these niggas in shape.
Right.
To teach them shit. But at the same time, what better situation? I can do 6 years. I can do 6 months. or get right back where I'm at in the street.
No, it was the perfect situation to me. Like just for the simple fact that it was like it was like they said, like if you watch the documentary, they actually said it at one point that we're creating robots. And that's exactly what it was, like to the point that these people would start to move robotic, like to the point that I had a feeling that even when you let that one dude go, you know what I'm talking about? Who said he was addicted to heroin.
Right.
Even when you let him go, he was going to continue waking up in the morning and running just like that. And he was going to continue doing that routine.
Programming.
It's because he was so stuck on. You could tell he was just. It looked like it did so much more good than just locking a motherfucker up and seeing if they can survive 3 years with the big boys and gangbangers.
Right.
Yeah, because you're not going to most of the time.
No, you're gonna have to either convert to a dishonest way of living to survive, and that makes you even more worse and far from glory, or you gonna be the weak link and get, like you said, tortured throughout that bitch until they break you or you turn into the motherfucker that wants blood.
Sink or swim.
Now,
that's pretty much.
I'm trying to remember, was that like a first-time offenders only, or was it?
No. It was non-violent. It wasn't first time.
Okay, it was non-violent.
Non-violent. And when you think about it, if you kill somebody, it's a bad thing. I have my own thoughts about reform on that.
Yeah, I feel like I need context.
My other inadvertent thought was, I just remember because I thought about it, but I wanted to open up a jail because I feel like if you're going to put somebody down, you should at least give them something to go back out with.
Right. Period. Right.
So like the reason I like that is that, you know, you get disciplined and all that type of shit and all that. You know, you take 6 years for somebody, that's a long time.
Yeah.
So, but if you tell me you want to change, 6 months, wake up, do this, do that in the third, do this, that in the third, and you can go home. There's no parole, no probation, you ain't got to go check in with nobody, no halfway house, none of that shit. Because when you leave jail, it's not like you just leave jail. You got to check in with niggas and shit. Like, well, depending on how you leave jail, but most of the time.
Right, depending on how. Most of the time, they're going to offer you a smaller sentence so that they can let you out on something that you're going to fuck up and go back in on.
Right.
True.
So you can take the whole 7, or we can give you 3.5, and you can go out into a halfway house for 12 months. And as long as you don't fuck up in that halfway house, you can get out after that 12 months, and you'll be on probation for 3 more years. Yeah. And then if you don't fuck up in that 3 years, you can be done with this altogether. So that means after you completed your 3.5, you still have 4 more years with these motherfuckers.
Right. Exactly.
Before you get out of that situation.
You got to tell niggas you leave the state sometimes and shit, all type of shit. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you can have 6 months, whether you're a good or a bad person. That's what I want to put in too. But you can take some bad people; they'll be disciplined for 6 months. As soon as you put me back on the set, I'm gonna have to ask you.
Right.
But
right.
But you did what you said what you was gonna do, right? You gave me a chance. You said there's no wall that you can run anytime, all that type of shit.
Right.
They give you actual jobs as far as like.
Listen, they had apartments. It was set up like apartments.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but it was a military discipline. It's like the closest I've ever been to that in my life is 2-a-days.
Right.
Right.
2-a-days was like, nigga, for real, I gotta wake up every day at 6 a.m. come to this motherfucking.
Listen, I had to ride my bike too. I had to ride my bike 2-a-days. Once 2-a-days ended, I rode my bike back home. Then that hour and a half after that lunch was over, I had to ride my bike back to 2-a-days and ride my bike back home.
You didn't ask for a ride to the crib, man.
I mean, sometimes, but you know, my mom was about to put my bike in her car.
Wait, they gave you guys the option to go home?
Yes, we was on the same team.
Hey, man, you should have asked for a ride, man.
Wait,
that was just,
there.
Here's what I'm confused about. Here's what I'm confused about. They let you guys leave?
Yeah, we had an hour and a half break in between.
Yeah, so did we, but we weren't allowed to leave.
Nigga still get McDonald's because he had a whip. He was like 16. He was like,
listen, yeah, we got it. I used to go to, I'm not going to name no names. I used to go to one of my ex-girlfriends back in high school's house who stayed behind the, get Michaela's ass. Who used to stay behind the,
I got you.
High school.
I know who that is. I'm not going to give no name either.
Yeah,
Good job,
don't.
man.
Takashi.
Good job.
Don't do that, Takashi.
I think that's
Oh,
why we couldn't. I think that's why we weren't allowed to leave.
That could be. Listen, you think I was about to ride? You know how far I live. We lived from
Right.
the high school.
Yeah, you
That's
guys were
all I
a
was
little
asking. Like,
ways.
you ain't asking no ride, nigga.
Like
Goddamn.
my 2-a-days didn't stop.
I
Basically,
feel
by the
bad
time
now.
I got to
feel
the
bad.
house,
I probably see Cliff. Like waiting by the bike. I didn't even know it. Niggas like, I'm gonna watch.
I think that's
Oh,
the flip
yeah.
side. Is I don't know that I would have left anyways because I made well, I would have taken over the training room and just slept on the medical
no.
bed.
Our 2-a-days, if it wasn't a weightlifting day, you couldn't get in anywhere.
I'm talking about going home,
I
like
got
coming
you.
in and going home. I'm talking about
Right,
coming
but
See,
what
our-
else could I do? Sit on the bleachers out under that tree until we started back up?
Right.
No, I'll go home and get something to eat.
I mean, more than once I actually slept on the
Man,
benches
I feel
in the
bad,
locker
man.
room.
Little feet,
Yeah, man.
little feet.
Cliff and ass from the ride. Goddamn, I had.
Listen,
My mom had the Saturn wagon, nigga. She had the Saturn wagon. Put that
My
bitch in the back of the
conditioning-
Saturn wagon.
my
We would
conditioning
roll the
was
fuck out.
excellent. My conditioning was excellent. I could go for days. I was ready for a game after a game.
We get 2 miles before and after practice.
Listen.
He was
Cliff
dedicated.
was a little train that could.
Plus, I was good at that ride, that bike ride home, because, like I said, my ex-girlfriend lived behind the high school. So it's multiple times I had to beat my mom home on that
So
bike.
you were used to that track.
Right. So
You knew all
wasn't
the
really that
shortcuts.
concerned with 2-a-days, to be honest. Fuck it.
I was a fat nigga. I was got the first day that shit. They made us run like what? They just made us run
That's all we did.
until niggas threw up.
That's all we did was
Man.
run and live.
Man.
That was. I mean, I think that's every football player's first 2 days. Like,
Yeah,
run.
it is.
did.
It is.
Just keep running.
And
Just look at
Especially
you.
when you
What you
play
supposed to do? Get on the line and run.
Especially when you play for a program like Gahanna, who actually has the money to put shit by. Oh yeah, they're gonna make you lift and run and be
Oh, yeah, no,
regimented
man,
all
run.
day long.
And
That's
still
too
not
much.
make the playoffs.
Well, every time we were there, we never lost.
Hey, I'm a champion.
On any
goddamn
team,
it.
on any team I've ever
I'm a
played for
champion,
there,
baby.
I've never.
I'm thinking more recently. My fault.
I'm
I'm
only
a
taking-
freshman champion.
I've
I won
only
the
taken
freshman
one
league,
loss
nigga.
at Gahanna from 8th grade through high school. Well, I guess I stopped playing after what?
You're the next Joe Burrows.
Well,
One
listen, in
loss.
my whole high school career or football career from 4 to 15, we only had 3 losses.
Mm.
I can vouch for that. I mean, the year we
That's
played
impressive.
together,
We lost once.
St. Gadsby
We lost once
one.
the year we played together, and that was the championship at
Yeah.
Green Wave.
because Mike Donovan broke his hand.
Yeah, it was.
He was
it
playing
some
quarterback
injury.
with a broken hand.
Right. We lost that game, and we didn't lose that by much.
No.
But we lost that game. I lost a game when I played for Mifflin, and I lost a championship game when I played for Gahanna, and that was because I had the flu with my
Mifflin
mom.
Sharks. You was a Mifflin Shark,
Yeah.
nigga.
Yeah. My mom,
Wow.
I had the flu game 6, so my mom wouldn't let me
Oh,
play
yeah.
though.
Michael
shit.
Jordan.
My mom wouldn't let me
shit.
play. I was ready to play, and we lost that game because I didn't play.
You was the headline of the story.
Cliff
You got
for the
Clifford
Scottie
James on the
Pippen.
sideline.
Matter of fact, Mike,
Cliff for the Scottie Pippen.
Mike, ask your coach Casey Martin, and
Okay.
then give me the update next week.
That
on
was
the
in
podcast.
Mifflin?
No, that was at
Gahanna.
Gahanna.
The flu game. All right, I'll ask him.
Oh, I didn't get to play the flu game. My mom wasn't having that. She wouldn't let me be great. Ma, you know what I'm thinking in my head right now. I won't say it out loud because I love you.
And man, she was like, you alive because of me, boy. You
Right.
alive 'cause of
Right.
me, nigga.
I didn't ask for breath.
Yeah, nigga.
I just
You
asked
said
for
I wanted to
greatness.
leave.
I just asked for greatness. And if
Greatness
greatness
and
means,
beer.
if
Nigga wanna
greatness
leave it on
means
the
I
field.
die a hero before I become a villain, then let me be great, motherfuckers.
I want to die on the field.
Because
All
Lord
right.
knows, it's not, I'm not, listen, it's a thin line with me between hero and villain.
Right, I'm with
And
you.
we're walking that bitch every day.
Every goddamn day.
So if that means let me go early to remain the hero, then let me go the
Can I
fuck
can
early.
I ask
Uh,
can I ask
I
one more
assume I'm
question?
already the villain. I mean,
Huh?
I'm getting middle-aged and white, so.
Man.
Oh damn! No, you're all right, Mike. You good?
Right.
When you come to Atlanta,
Not
man, I
all
told
of
you,
them.
man.
Not
I'm
Mike's
all
gonna
got
put
an
you on
ounce-
some ratchet
Mike's
shit,
got an
man. I'm
ounce
gonna put you
of
on some
black.
ratchet shit. I'm gonna get some TV. But I got one more question.
Of course.
Do you think people are more afraid of death nowadays?
Oh yeah.
I think so. I think they are.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I
When you
do.
think about our grandparents, they was like they used to just bring shit up. Hey, so when y'all bury me,
I'm getting hot.
I want y'all to have like a band or something, hella chicken.
I think that's a matter of faith. I think the older generations relied more on religion, relied more on faith than I think current
That's true.
generations do, and I think
I agree.
it brings you peace. And
Yeah,
I will
me.
tell.
Good.
So
No.
that's my take.
Yeah, me. No, I look at death like, and I know we probably had this conversation before, Mount, like the prize at the bottom of the cereal box. Like that's not
Oh
anything
yeah.
that I'm not like. Come on, I'm welcoming that. I'm more of a Valhalla kind of guy that welcomes it than let me be careful and worry about like everybody been asking me, are you wearing your mask? Are you wearing? No, no, I'm not. Like if that makes old people comfortable,
Mom,
yes,
I
I
wear my
will.
mask, Mama. I wear it.
No, I'm not.
Right.
I'm not, mom, and I'm not gonna. So stop texting me.
Hey,
The bottom line is if it makes you feel comfortable as an older person, I'll wear it. But I'm not gonna wear it for me because I don't want to wear it. I don't want
that's
to
what
wear it.
I hear you.
that's what I'm getting at. Like
You're
I'm
breathing in
on.
your own bacteria and CO2 anyway.
That's what I'm saying. You gonna
I'm
like
not gonna
look.
wear it. Fuck you.
What
Not you, mom, but the rest of y'all, the
I
rest of
brought it
y'all
up.
on that.
I
Not
brought it up
doing
to
it.
be like, look, like people look at death like it's not some like I look at it like this. I'm not afraid to die. I just don't want to die. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Facts.
want to die. You know,
Right.
so I'm not gonna do something stupid that's I'm gonna
Right.
die. I know I'm gonna die doing like look, I know people like motorcycles, right? Check this out. People like motorcycles, but I crash shit.
Oh
That's
yeah,
what
I
I
do
do.
too. I do too, and I
I
still want one.
crash shit. Aaron's gonna crash and it's gonna be spectacular. And I might,
That's exactly why I
you know
want
what I'm
one.
saying? That's what, but see, I'm not gonna do that. But at the same time, like
Because
if
I
it's
may
something
not
like
crash though, and I may have the best time of my life for the rest of my
I'm
life.
going, Cliff,
And I'm
man,
not
look,
and I'm not willing and
we
I'm
to
not
the
willing to not take that risk.
you,
I
yo,
can either
that's you
have the
though.
best time
That's
of my
you.
life for the rest of my life, or I could die doing something
That's
that gets
you.
me excited
I
regardless.
agree. That's
That's
you.
a
I
no.
get that.
That's a no question.
That's you though. That's you though. I know me. I'm the guy that crashed a bicycle behind a parked car and went through the back window and damn near died doing that. So what am I gonna do on a bike? I'm gonna fly somewhere off. You know, y'all gonna have a spectacular funeral for a nigga. Where's his body parts? We don't know.
Everywhere,
You know
everywhere.
what
Where
I'm
was
saying?
Cliff? Where was Cliff?
This is where it
Fireworks.
happened.
He went straight up into the air, blew up into
That's
a million
all
pieces,
right. So
and fell down on the masses. That's the kind of death I want.
I
that,
can't
but
stand
that's
you.
where you're
I
at.
can't. That's gotta be
What,
extra chorus.
yeah. What I'm getting at is that like, but equate that to, you know, both of y'all got kids, right? So I'm not gonna put myself there, put y'all there. So if there's a burning house and your kids in there, you're not thinking about your life. It never crosses your
No,
mind.
not at all.
You know,
I mean,
you just jump to that window like Rambo, and you do what you can.
Agreed.
Because
Very
I'm not gonna live my life knowing I could have did something.
Right. I'm not gonna live my life at the expense of my child.
I'm not
Exactly.
gonna say that I value myself like that.
That's kind of fucked up. Hopefully,
No. What I'm saying is no. I didn't mean it that way. What I'm saying is,
I know.
I love you,
do-
man. You my nigga, dog.
I do have
We love you,
some
Cliff.
like some value to myself. Like that's what I do have some value to myself. But what I'm getting at is if I'm living right now, I'm living for me. Now I don't mean that in a sense that, like I said, I have a child. My job is to make sure my child has everything I can provide for them. But at the same time, I'm not that father that's like, I gotta be around until you turn 40.
All right.
My life is not your life, baby.
Let me
Your
phrase
life
it
is
different.
not my life. I'm
Let me
only
phrase-
meant to be here for the time I am meant to be here. And
Let me
I'm not
phrase it a little
going
bit different. Let me phrase it a little bit different.
right.
So to go with the motorcycle thing, right? The reason why you're willing to ride motorcycles is because you don't care about that part. Like when you're riding a motorcycle,
I like
when you're riding a motorcycle,
motorcycles.
but what I'm saying, but when you're riding a motorcycle, you're not thinking about dying.
Right.
Exactly. If I'm
Right.
on a motorcycle, I'm like, Aaron, it's only
Right.
another time.
Okay, I see that now. Okay,
Good
because
job,
that's what I'm
Papa.
saying. I've been on
You
a
know me.
motorcycle. I had my own motorcycle at 12. Remember, I had that motorcycle and I was about to ride it to our school dance in the 7th grade.
Yeah.
That's you. That's you.
With the streamers on it.
I shouldn't
The
even
pop
have
cans.
said that. I shouldn't even have said that because now, not that my mama is a fan anyway, but if she was, I'm sure she'd be calling my dad right now, like, I know the fuck you did.
That pot would be stirred.
You already know your
He
dad.
probably
He's
would.
like,
No, he probably
hey,
oh well.
hey, it's over with now. What
Right,
you,
who
that was
gives a
like
fuck?
that was
He's
like 20
here.
years
He
ago. What are you talking
survived.
about? Like, yeah,
My dad was the kind of dad that encouraged me to do shit.
To do reckless shit.
Right, that would possibly hurt me to see what kind of person I was. And
Your
I
dad
feel
was
like
wild, man.
that I was perfect because
That's a
we
wild
have
nigga.
a better understanding between each other than me and anybody else because he had to see what is my son willing to do and what will he actually do.
Right.
And it must have lined up with everything he saw.
Hey, I used to be at your dad's house sometime. Like, man, y'all niggas is wild. The whole family is wild.
Listen, that's my guy.
I remember when your dad's dad was there. Smoothest nigga ever seen in my life.
Yeah, he's a pimp.
He came through the door like, boom.
He's a pimp.
Had the hair back like, boom. Like, this is your dad, grandfather.
Do you remember that? You remember we stayed the night at my dad's house and he got in trouble?
Oh no, he was always asleep. He was always asleep by the time I got back.
No, remember when we were out and
yeah, with your little brother?
No, it didn't have nothing to do with my little brother. Remember we were out and we was kicking it at the time and my stepmom called me and told me to come home. And it was me, you, and Blue. And he came home and he was we met him at like the BW3s. You remember that night?
On by Eastern Mall?
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah. He had a little
listen.
I don't know what he had in life, but he had.
That's my childhood.
Yeah.
You don't have to say that now. That's just my childhood.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it alone. I feel you. He's a wild nigga though, man. That's why I was like, this is why this nigga's this way.
Right. It all makes sense, doesn't it?
Right. I know Mike can attest to this. Mike can attest to this. This nigga is wild as fuck for unexcusable reasons. Like,
who?
You.
Nigga. When did we leave MJ and get to me?
Cliff is a classic.
Man, you wild, B. You wild. You already know, man.
Cliff, don't get him started. Don't get this.
Hey, I ain't saying not Nan's story. All I'm saying is you wild.
Okay.
You wild, man. I remember like 70% of that shit. I remember 70%. That was just
and
wild.
I'm sure
that's all you can remember.
30% you forgot because you should have forgot.
That's probably, yeah, I don't know what happened.
Oh man,
yeah, Cliff is the Mr. Papazon chair incident guy.
I pissed in his mom's Papazon chair. You know the Papazon chair is the white.
I know, yeah, the one that's like a bowl. It's like a bowl.
Yeah.
Nigga, it's comfortable as fuck. That's why he pissed.
No, I was pissed in it. I was in his basement. I just stood up and pissed in it.
That's
he thought it was a urinal.
When he was and pissed all in his mom's shit.
When he came up for my.
He was
furious.
When he
came
up
I mean, how would you feel? Like this nigga just
listen. I
piss.
know how life is. I understand.
A hot drunk piss.
Chair. We're good.
It had fizz in it and everything.
I replaced the bitch. You got a brand new Papazon. Thank you, Cliff. Thank you, Cliff, and Cliff hearing. Thank you, Cliff.
Cliff does have a problem with pissing places when he's drunk.
That was a good night. That was a good night.
Yeah, this man mom at Pier 1 Imports and shit, looking at Papazon.
Oh no, I just sent her the cash and said you get it where you get it from.
Right.
This is the price I seen online. Here's the cash.
Now, meanwhile, I didn't make Cliff buy anything when he woke up in the middle of the night after my college graduation.
Oh, now that's
and tried to piss
though.
in the cup on the floor rather than in the bathroom
I didn't miss too much,
6 feet away.
Apparently you
The
did.
bathroom was 6 feet away.
Listen, now I have someone that can vouch for me on this one.
Face.
Oh my God.
Yes, because her head was right next to that cup. So she knows I didn't miss.
She's just as bad. She's telling me she ain't wake up and be like, this nigga.
And then went right back to sleep.
Hey, you can be that drunk.
She trusts me.
I was washing my face in the morning.
Man.
I was washing my face first thing in the morning.
Listen. Oh, shit, G. I'm bullshitting.
Well, it wouldn't be a show if you didn't spill something, so.
Oh, no, I didn't spill nothing. I just never turned on. Yeah, I never turned on my charger. My shit on 10%.
Oh, that's.
We good now.
We're about to lose Cliff for the last 10 minutes of the show.
Right.
We are good, baby. We good.
So we talked a lot about dreams and memories and that kind of shit tonight.
Yeah, that was interesting.
What about Assassin's Creed Valhalla?
Man, listen, I have listen, I'm glad you brought that up because I have had that on my list for the past 3 to 4 podcasts. Since they posted that on World Star Hip Hop.
They posted it on World Star?
Yeah, it's been posted on World Star Hip Hop for like 3 weeks now.
What is it?
It's Assassin's Creed Valhalla. It's the Viking version of it. It looks like the best Assassin's Creed.
I'm about to go. I can still hear y'all. Keep talking. I gotta do something.
We got you.
Okay, yeah, handle your business. But yeah, no, that looks like the best Assassin's Creed. The only thing that I don't like about it is how that company took it over and they changed the controls of the whole game.
Oh, did they? Did that happen with the last
from,
with
the
Odyssey?
Black one.
Okay.
The Origins or the one in
Gotcha.
Egypt. They changed all and it was like I still like it, don't get me wrong, but the way they changed the controls, it's like that's weird. Like it doesn't feel right.
Yeah, I haven't played one. I don't think since
they switched it up. It was Origins, the one in Egypt. Then it was the one in Rome where he was the Spartan.
See, I think I tried to play. I think I played. What was it? The fourth one where
Origins is what you're talking about, the Spartan one.
No,
I bought Odyssey, but I don't play it.
Odyssey is the one, the black one.
Most
He's the black one in Egypt.
Origin and Odyssey, I don't think I played. I think the last one I played was the one with like Captain Edward and like.
Okay, so
with
that
the pirate
was
one.
That was not Black Flag. It was
Yeah, it was. It was Black Flag.
It was Black Flag?
Yeah, and I think I played the one after that for a little bit, but it was the one where you had to play
Rogue.
as like the brother and the sister. No, this one was like
the brother and the sister.
Yeah, you went back and forth between 2 different characters. And it was a brother and a sister. It was the first one they had like multiplayer for. It was I don't remember what it was called, but it was one along. It was the one right after Black Flag. Are you talking about
the old one? Like, because I remember you used to have the old one that I loved, the one with Ezio.
No, this is
Da Vinci
so
one.
Black Flag was after that, and there was one. There was one after Black Flag that was like you could choose whether you played as the brother or the sister.
Are you talking about Assassin's Creed 3?
No, Assassin's Creed Syndicate. It was
like 5. That's in where they were in England.
Yes, yeah.
That's the one I never played.
That's the one. That was the last one that I think I tried to play. No, that's why I stopped playing it because they you had to do some of the multiplayer stuff to advance the story, and I was just like, "This is dumb."
No.
And I
liked some of the old multiplayer stuff. Well, no, they had multiplayer before Syndicate. They first started multiplayer in Assassin's Creed Revolution. I think it was the last one in Italy or something like that. I think you're right,
but I don't think it was ever like mandatory to progress the game.
No, it never was.
I think in Syndicate it was mandatory to progress the game.
Yeah, no, that I've never. But this Valhalla does definitely look great. I'll tell you.
I gotta check that out.
Yeah, you have to check that out immediately.
It ain't like that. Man, like that. Remember that Division we used to play? Man, we was on that Division.
You got to look up Assassin's Creed. This is a completely different style of game and everything.
But I mean, as far as the disappointment, I'm just saying. Remember, we was hyped for it.
Right.
We was like, oh yeah, when the Division came out, man, we have to be playing the shit out of that. We were, and then it was like, yeah, this shit.
That happens. That happens with a lot of games.
I mean, that's the
thing
thing
now. The hype just be there, and then.
Listen, let me give me 30 seconds real quick. I gotta run to the bathroom. It's right here. I'll be right back.
Are we gonna be able to hear you take a piss?
He has to explain the GPS, Mike.
Right.
It's right here, like we can see it. It's right here.
So you talked about the Division in terms of that was a disappointment. What other games have you had, or have you had good hopes for or hype for that just didn't live up to it?
Man, you know what? It's tough. Like, there's been a couple Maddens back in the day. Like, I like the latest Madden 20. Like, I was cool with that. That was a good game. But the previous Maddens, I was like, man, I love Madden. And for it to seem like it was the same controls or not really improving, man, I boycotted Madden for like
I'm with
6 or
you.
7
I
years,
mean,
man.
I was never. I've never been a huge Madden fan. Like, I was always the NCAA guy.
Oh
And
yeah,
when they
yes.
stopped making that, like, I picked up Madden a couple times, but it just feels like NCAA always just felt like there was such a better flow. Like, you could run option, you could run triple option, and like, it felt smooth. Madden just feels so choppy and chunky.
It is. It is, and it's predictable at times too. You know, with some of the whole
who's played Madden? Have y'all played Madden 20 though?
I haven't.
Oh yeah, I have it.
Okay.
I have it right now.
So y'all know, like Madden, basically, you could just run the ball the whole game. Like if you have the right team, you just run the ball the whole game.
Yeah, I figured that out.
You talking about Madden?
That's what pisses me off about the game. Like if you really wanted to, you can just run the ball.
Well, that's real football.
Well,
like if you're good at running the ball, you can just run the ball.
On the new Madden, if you got the right team, you can run the ball.
Oh, really? What, they don't take the fatigue down fast enough?
No, you just let the play. You just don't pick your play automatically, and the fatigue come back.
Oh, really?
I mean, that was always my style when I played online. Like, I used to piss people off because I would put on chew the clock and run the ball.
Hey, it's too quick. Look at that.
What'd you do?
Catch whatever that bug is on my.
I was wondering, what is that?
Man, that's something in your hand, man. You need to check,
bug.
That's the corona.
Cliff found it in his beard.
That's a bug I caught out the air because I'm too fucking quick, G. Just stop hating.
So while you guys were taking your quick little break, we were talking about like what other games have come out that ended up being a disappointment.
That ended up what? Being a disappointment?
Being a disappointment that you were hyped for that ended up being disappointing.
I'll say For Honor.
Okay. You liked that game when it was first out.
I still like it. Still to this day I do. But what I will say is that they hadn't put enough into like updating it or making it like better to like, I don't know.
Enhancing it.
I even bought the add-on pack.
The season pass or whatever.
People weren't even playing that. And I was like, oh, I'm like, I can't play anymore.
Hey,
no, I'm with you on that.
For Honor sucked for me because I'm not one of the people that's trying to sit here and figure out who's a move. I'm not trying to sit here and figure out. For Honor is like a technical game. You got to figure out strategy. Like as far as like.
Thing with anything.
I get that, but you
gotta figure out how to win before you start winning.
That's why I didn't like it, because I couldn't just go out there and press X a bunch of times.
No. You gotta press the right buttons at the right time. I need skill.
That's the same thing with
X.
I don't want to play no games like that. I need skill where it's like I'm countering your movement. You thought you was gonna do that, but I hit this button.
Well, and what's weird is that like I used to like the UFC games, right? But For Honor, like I just couldn't.
Game is awful.
I don't know what to do.
Best game hands down.
Fight Night.
Champion.
Hey, I got
motherfucker.
I got on my Xbox. Anytime we get that work, boy, I'll put you in.
What you said?
I'll work
sticks
your
only,
ass out.
Sticks only, baby.
No sticks only. I already know. Ain't no buttons. I'm gonna work your ass out. Besides this, let's continue on.
Listen, what are you saying, baby?
There's gonna come a time.
Listen, you said that you heard that they was talking about making a new one, and EA Sports turned it down. So Eddie Hearn said he was gonna recreate it.
Oh, really?
Well, this is
Eddie
what I
Hearn
do.
said
Like,
if EA Sports, because it's been 10 years. Eddie Hearn said if EA Sports isn't interested after 10 years, I'll do it myself.
Is that a license thing where they have it for 10 years?
No, it's licensing. It's licensing.
Is that what it is?
There's a lot of boxers that don't want to, like Floyd.
No,
all he wants
that's not the
case. Shit. You don't think so? You might look that up.
Not at all.
Some of them
maybe Floyd.
It's like how you don't see Reggie Miller and Charles Barkley in 2K. Why aren't they in 2K?
Maybe Floyd, but you got to understand right now in boxing, it's a young man sport.
Yeah, but Floyd's still a legend.
Wait though. You got your Gervonta Davises, your Teofimo Lopez's, your Lomachinkos, your Devin Haney's, your Shakur Stevensons. All those people aren't licensing anything. They want the extra money.
But you're a hardcore fan.
The only people that would be interested in licensing and saying, I don't want to be involved is Floyd Mayweather, maybe a Pacquiao.
But that's the thing, though, Cliff, is that I think Aaron's right in the sense that in order to get the mainstream audience interested in Fight Night, you need those
Gotta
big
have
names.
Floyd.
And without them, you're not going to get the mainstream audience. Yeah, you'll get like the diehards, but the
see, that's
diehards
thing,
aren't
though.
going to be
That's
enough
the
to
thing,
make
though.
it worth making.
We eliminate Floyd Mayweather. We can eliminate Manny Pacquiao. Eliminate both of them. We still got Deontay Wilder. He's not gonna say no. Tyson Fury. He's not gonna say no.
Yeah.
Anthony Joshua. He's not gonna say no.
That's fair.
None of those people I named are gonna say no.
No.
None of those people. Like the only other person that may say
But
no,
you're
Canelo
telling me.
Alvarez.
But you're
Who
telling me
cares?
But you're telling me the biggest
Far out.
name. But you're telling me the biggest name in the sport said no.
Right,
He's not
but
in the sport.
the flip side
Mayweather's
of it,
gon.
He's the biggest name in the sport.
Mayweather's gone.
he said he's getting ready to make a return.
He's gone.
But I'm saying he's the
Mayweather's
biggest name in the sport. Even though he's retired, people talk about Muhammad Ali in the 90s like he was still fucking fighting.
Aaron,
Right.
the only boxing game Floyd Mayweather's ever been in was the first Fight Night. We don't need Mayweather in Fight Night.
No, I think
Wasn't
that's
the
fair
Fight Night
because I
champion?
think
He was
No.
the Fight Night champion?
No.
Oh, Fernando Whitaker was.
Yeah, Pernell, Pacquiao. Mayweather wasn't in champion.
well, and I think
And
to
he
your
wasn't in
point, Cliff,
3.
like I
He
think
was, but he wasn't that nigga then either.
What?
He wasn't that nigga. He wasn't Money Mayweather.
What?
He was fresh off getting stuck by Sugar Shane Mosley.
And that
fresh
he
off
won
getting
that
stuck.
fight. That he won the
But-
fight.
But he got stuck on that
The
fight,
fight
right?
that he won, though.
He won. He won.
So one good punch out of 45 minutes means not.
And are we gonna sit here and say that Floyd Mayweather was popular as fuck in 2010? Don't tell me that.
He was.
wasn't. Oh
He
my
was.
God, he wasn't that
What
popular.
do you mean? We were still waiting on the Pacquiao Mayweather fight.
That was 2015.
Exactly, Aaron.
I get what you're
Aaron.
saying. What I'm saying, but like, it was such a far-fetched
said-
thing that didn't give a fuck about Mayweather had to fight how many more fights before he fought Pacquiao?
Probably 3-4.
Those three, four fights, probably.
Which means those were 3-4 fights where he was still closer to his prime
Man.
and out of it. What are you talking about?
Floyd wasn't that nigga in 2010. That's all.
What are we talking about here?
I'm saying
Floyd's been that
he wa-
nigga since he's been fighting.
I'll say this. I agree with Cliff. Floyd's always been that nigga since he's been in the game.
Period.
But he hasn't been as talked about or
Okay,
like
there we
Aaron
go.
said, the
That's what
money
I'm trying to
Mayweather.
say.
Thank you,
He's
my
not-
son.
he's-
persona
He's not-
in terms of
We need
Welcome,
I forgot his name.
it's the crossover.
We
It's
need
the
the
crossover
young man right
appeal.
here. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
for real, like Floyd may have been like the best boxer out or something like that, but he wasn't getting the attention.
Yeah, he wasn't
I
getting
think
right.
they made that game off of Beehive.
he
Remember, they
was,
made that game off of Beehive. They made that game off of Beehive.
No. You're thinking
It
of
was a
two.
Beehive story.
You're thinking of two.
No,
Oh
I'm
no,
talking
no,
about
the
Champion.
story. Yeah, no, yeah,
Champion
you're
was
right.
Beehive.
You're right. Yep, you're right. You're right.
Beehive.
You're right. You're right.
Well, and maybe
You are
that's
correct.
the thing though with Fight Night though is I'd like to say that you want the big names to be able to get the audience, but I think the audience
don't.
for that game is doing their like make my career my own
Right.
fighter type
Let's
shit
be
anyway.
honest.
So
Let's
maybe
be
you're
honest.
right.
That fools can agree.
I just want to fight a
First.
nigga. I just want to fight a nigga for real.
Second, I didn't play for online. I played for exactly what Mike was
The
talking
my
about. I
career.
made the career. I recreated players. I made Mayweather over.
You fight online?
I didn't even care. I didn't even care if I fought other name brand fighters. I was fighting the people the computer
Was
created.
generating all
half the
that
time.
stuff. That's the
Grant
same way.
Well, I mean,
Smith.
you-
The same
Yeah,
way I
you
like the
want Larry
UFC
Moore
one.
and
Yeah,
Right.
shit.
I get it. The dude with the frosty ass blonde
Right,
hair.
like you're
That's
just,
right,
I'm,
number
like, I'm
one.
just creating a man and fighting. Like I didn't care about who I selected until I got to playing who I'm playing online.
And
They
that
had
was my
Tommy-
whole.
Somebody now I'm
They had
looking
Tommy
like,
Morrison as that nigga when I was playing.
Right.
Tommy
and
Morrison
he's
was that
listen, and
nigga.
that's a just a let me be honest, no disrespect, another white height, somebody that you just want to be good, so you give him a higher grade than he
Tommy had AIDS,
They were
man. Tommy
putting
had
him up.
AIDS,
They were
man.
putting him up with Mike Tyson, Tommy
He beat-
Morrison.
Because he beat, I think he beat somebody like Mike Tyson.
Yeah, he had power, but he never beat a Mike Tyson.
No, I'm
They
not.
were never on
I'm
a
not
Mike
saying he's
Tyson
nice.
level.
But,
So let's
to
not.
what you're saying. To what you're saying is when you played the career mode, they had Tommy Morrison with the belt for like 2 months. I'm like, how that happened?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, shit,
That's what I'm
exactly.
saying. Like
Like
well,
that.
I'm finna go take it from him.
Have you seen him lately,
He's dead.
Tommy Morrison?
Man, that's
Yeah,
big.
he's dead.
He's not dead.
Yes, he is.
He's
Tommy
not
Morrison.
dead,
Tommy Morrison isn't dead.
bro. Let me
He
show
had
you.
AIDS. He's not dead.
Let me show
Rocky?
you this.
Bob.
Let me show you this.
Tom
And if
Wilson's
he
still alive?
listen, and if he is dead, I don't know how old this picture could be. He is a fiend.
Because he has AIDS.
That what does that give you a reason to be a fiend?
It means you to be sick enough to be a fiend.
I guess you would. Like if you had AIDS and you knew you was dying, you'd be like, well, why not try crack?
Right.
I wondered what it was like.
I might as well try everything at this point.
I mean, 100 though. I get that. I guess I get that now.
He died. He died September 1st, 2013.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So what's this article then?
No.
I didn't even click on it because I looked at it and was like, yeah, I can't look at that.
No.
Where's it
He
at?
died September 1st, 2013 in Nebraska. Nebraska Medical Center, Omaha, Nebraska.
What he died from?
AIDS.
Complications related to AIDS.
That's so funny. That's so funny.
I keep saying it though,
I
like,
know
man,
what you're not
he
getting. I
said
get
he
it.
can't be dead. What do you mean he
I
can be
get
dead? He
it.
has
I
AIDS.
get it. I get it. I get it.
He was like, man, he looked real sick last time. I seen him. Yeah.
He
No,
did.
listen, he's beyond sick. He was a fiend. That's fiend. He was a fiend. It was a prison picture. I'm
No,
looking for it
really.
right now.
Not really sure. But I know, I saw a picture before he went.
It was a prison intake picture. He was bald and he probably weighed 135 pounds.
That's just like cancer. When you see cancer in the final
Right.
stage, that's basically what it is. Somebody's
Just tears
bald.
your
Nigga,
body
no, he was
Real.
a fiend. Listen, you can lose weight. He was a fiend, bro.
No, you ain't seen last stage. You ain't seen last stage of cancer. Last stage of cancer is like
Cause I gotta
bone
find this
and
picture.
skin.
I gotta find this picture because I would dare somebody to tell me that he is not a fiend.
Well, find it on your
That's kind
own
of fucked
time.
up, man, because he had AIDS, man. Like,
Fiend, AIDS, and a fiend. I don't care what you're saying. He was a fucking. I know a fiend when I see a fiend.
you
He
just
had
cracking
AIDS.
out.
He had AIDS, and he was a fiend. God bless the dead. He was a fiend, though.
This
Let's
nigga,
stop playing.
hey, Cliff be at hospitals in the AIDS world. Like, hey, look, Donnie,
Yeah, get
I
off
know
that
you
crack,
need this
bro.
rock.
Get off
I
that
know
crack,
you need
bro.
this rock. I know what you tell niggas. You try to get that good health care. I got
sees a
this good
crackhead
rock.
when I sees one.
I got this good rock. They got the good health care. I got this good rock.
Listen, I didn't know Joe had AIDS, to be honest. I didn't know Joe had AIDS, but there's no way you can't tell me that this nigga isn't a fiend, and I have to find this picture. Listen, for the sake of the podcast, I have to post this picture.
I want to apologize to the Morrison family.
Right.
I thought that a while ago. I probably thought that about 120 seconds ago. But let me be honest. I'm just saying what everybody else sees. I mean, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but everybody sees your son as a fiend.
Right.
Or the people that don't know what fiends look like are just attributing it to all the way to AIDS. It's not all the way AIDS, though. I can tell you that right now. I don't mean to add insult to injury by any means. He was a fiend, though, for sure.
Maybe he had a vice.
He had
Maybe
dope
he had
in his
a
back
vice.
pocket.
Maybe
he
he had a
dope in his
vice.
back pocket in that picture. In that intake picture, they had
What
to
is?
pat him down again, and they found out he had dope inside the
He
facility.
had a blue balloon tied up in his back pocket.
Period. Period. I'm not playing. Like, I'm not.
Sir, what
I'm
is
not
this?
playing.
I don't know what that is. What
And
that
I
is?
still, and don't get me wrong, I still like Tommy Morrison. He was a dog. The nigga was a dog. If you know his career, he was a dog. It's a shame to see him end up that way. And I'm not trying to be the guy that's making light of it. No, I am. I am the guy making light of the situation. That's exactly what I am. Because it's like, what else?
I didn't put my feet in Charlie Murphy's couch. Yeah, I put
what
my
else am I
feet
gonna
in
do?
Charlie
Be like,
Murphy's
oh,
couch.
like, no, I said God bless the dead. God bless the dead. Period. And I'm gonna say it again. God bless the dead. But I don't.
This nigga's on rocks.
But I don't. Let's be honest.
This nigga's on rocks.
But I don't give a fuck what you died from. You died from whatever you died from. But let's be
I
honest,
seen this
Tommy.
nigga doing a two-step on the corner for some rocks, nigga. I seen it with my own eyes.
Yeah, I
He was
see it,
two-stepping, but right next to the light pole. Come on, let me get some rocks.
Let me do
Two-step.
this.
Let me
do
get some
this.
rocks.
Y'all gotta see
Let me
this.
get some rocks.
And I'm showing it on.
Ooh.
Here it goes.
Uh,
Hold up.
Uh-oh.
Is this it?
Cliff, your
Let's see
video
what he's
cut
got.
out.
Did
Cliff's having technical difficulties.
Oh no, hold up.
There you go.
You got 5 seconds.
I tell you what, the family did a good job hiding these damn pictures.
Right.
Oh my gosh. And then if he was, I'm not trying to fight him with AIDS. He was UFC fighting into the 2000s.
Hey,
Listen, this is his picture.
yeah, that doesn't mean
That's
nothing.
AIDS, bro. Is that just
Hey,
AIDS? Is that just
hey,
AIDS?
Hey,
It's just
hey.
AIDS? Is that that's just
Yeah.
AIDS? Is that just AIDS, bro?
Arthur Ashe was winning
Is that
Wimbledon
just
and he had
AIDS, bro? Is that just AIDS? Is that just AIDS?
It might be.
Is it?
Oh,
Is
no,
that
he's
just
dead,
AIDS?
man.
Is that just AIDS, bro? Is it?
Look, so
It's
he look
not.
like a fake Goldberg. He look like
Look
a fake
at that.
Goldberg.
Look
He look like
at
an
that.
anorexic
Gilbert.
Goldberg.
Oh my
Gilbert.
He's like an
gosh, look
anorexic
at
Goldberg.
that. And once again, God bless the dead.
That's
but that's not
Goldberg
just
trying to
AIDS.
drop weight to be a light heavyweight.
That's not just AIDS, bro. Use a fiend. Use a fiend, bro. We're not gonna not say that because it's the truth.
And
He
on
might have did,
that
he might
note,
did sweet cocaine a couple times.
No might, sir. There's no might about it. There's no might about it. He had a championship belt in boxing,
Oh, yeah, I got AIDS
as
too.
well as smoking dope. He had the dope smoking belt as well, sir.
The dope smoking belt.
Yeah,
Undisputed champion.
Listen, you hear me? That's all I'm saying.
You talking about selling dope to somebody that ain't gonna snitch?
Oh,
goodness gracious.
I'm done with you. I'm done.
I
Listen,
can't.
it's better than the Takashis nowadays.
Hey.
You
I ain't gonna say nothing.
don't know.
I
You
know
don't
you're
know
not
the
gonna
plug.
say nothing.
The plug might snitch on you nowadays. So what the fuck?
I
you
know you're
talking
not gonna
about?
say nothing. It's cool, man. You good, man.
You know he ain't gonna say nothing because you can be like, nigga, bro, I know I got your medical records. Do you want me to release those? So just keep it to your fucking self.
Even then, it's like we gonna wait till we go to trial in a year. Think he's gonna make it in a year? I don't know.
Listen, my G was fighting in MMA looking halfway that bad. So that means if you're correct and what you're saying is true, he died from AIDS, then you were putting people at risk for years.
Right.
Because he was an MMA fighter after he retired from boxing, mind you.
No, you can look it up. He definitely had AIDS.
Man, listen, that's a wicked. I didn't know that, but I know for a fact, and it's not like I smoked with him or sold him anything, but I know for a fact he was a fiend. That's a fiend right there. That's a fiend. You can't tell me no fiend. I know a fiend when I see one.
Hey,
I know a fiend when I see one.
Don't
ladies and
disrespect
gentlemen,
me.
if you see Cliff at your hospital, he's not there to visit nobody. He's there to slaying that thing.
Listen,
first
first of all, ain't slanging nothing. I ain't slanging nothing. Second of all, if I was, I wouldn't be at the hospital. I'd be at the Betty Ford.
Especially not right now.
I'm just playing. I apologize. That might have been a little too ignorant over a lot of people's heads. But listen, after the Tommy Morrison AIDS conversation, that might have been a little over the line and over people's heads. I apologize for the Betty Ford comment.
Well, I think that's actually a great place to wrap it up.
No, I don't wrap it up. I don't wrap up on apologies. So give me opportunity to say something else ignorant real quick, then we can wrap it up. Fuck that shit. I don't apologize, Betty Ford. How many of y'all got that HIV? Now let's wrap it up.
All right, Aaron, you got anything?
What'd he say? What did he say?
I said I'm cool.
I'm cool. Malcolm, what you got?
Man.
Oh man.
Man, hey, I had a great time with y'all, man. I appreciate y'all letting me be on here tonight. For real, I want to do this again.
All right.
You'll be back.
Well, next time you find
bro.
a quiet place.
Right. I will
Right.
That nigga extra close to the camera too. Look at me extra close.
Right. I will do that the next time.
Hey, y'all, I had fun.
I understand.
I had a good time, for sure.
Stupid.
Cliff, you got anything to take us out?
Where's the camera? Can you hear me?
Exactly.
Where you at?
It's happening, nigga.
Oh, but I love y'all. I love everybody else. Everybody love everybody. Be safe. Stop the violence and the racism and the misogyny. And let's let's make some moves before the aliens take us over.
Right.
Let's find peace before the world explodes and we never get a chance
Chance
to.
to.
Let's do that.
World unity.
Just for
I'm
one
on-
day. That's all I
I'm on the
ask.
alien side. I'm on the winning side.
Listen,
If it's winning, sign me up.
well, I believe in underdogs, so go LeBron. Beat some records. Last Chance Volume 2. Kobe Bryant is only recognized by Malcolm's jersey.
Man, LeBron,
all day.
LeBron,
What happened to we
All
don't speak
day.
ill of the
he didn't say
dead?
nothing
All
about Kobe. I just
day.
thought
But
about
what I
that. He
will
say
say,
shit
what I
about
will
Kobe.
say, and this is what I wanted to say, Malcolm. The only reason why I wanted you on, and what I will say that I already said to you, Aaron, is Kobe doesn't even fucking count because you paid homage. You didn't compete. You chose to emulate Michael Jordan's already established game rather than create your own. So you chose to pay homage rather than compete with a Michael Jordan or a LeBron.
That's
So
your
I don't
question.
even count
So
Kobe.
it's
That's
so
your
it
question.
sounds like we're
That's-
gonna have this group back to continue this debate.
Oh yeah.
Right, because I'm
Yeah.
sure Mark's going to be upset about
I got a
That's the truth.
question.
I'll
I
have
got a
some
question
material.
for you too.
Everybody
All right.
calls
I'm
you the
gonna wait. I'm gonna
remix
wait.
Michael Jordan.
I'm gonna wait.
What's
I'm
Kobe
gonna wait.
Bryant?
I got a question for that you just said. I ain't making sense. Go ahead.
Listen, I accept all comers, so you can ask now or ask later. I'll be available. Hey,
My nigga.
and R.I.P. Little Richard and Jerry Stiller
Jerry
and
Sloan.
Yeah.
Jerry Sloan, man. Jerry
all
Sloan died
them
too.
R.I.P. all them. We
Hey,
never
hey,
did that.
Fred Miller.
Who's that?
Fred Miller. My nigga from
Oh.
he's one of the white people that you see in funny movies that he just
Right.
always is you know who Fred Willard is?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
I
forget
need
what
to-
movie he
hold
was
up.
in.
Let me
Oh,
look it up. while
He
you
was
do
in
that.
How High though. He was in How High. He was the
How
dean in
High?
How High. The
The
dude that
dean.
brought them in How High.
Okay, I think I see you.
He's also the
Um,
dad's dad in Modern Family is his most
Okay,
recent
I
shit.
got him right here. Yep, I got him. I see him right here. Y'all have him in every. He died.
Yeah.
He's dead too.
God damn, R.I.P.
2020's a
God damn.
bitch.
But what I will say is we never did a Corona porn update.
Oh,
This
okay.
week,
That'll be what takes
got
us
it.
out. What
Yeah,
do you
we'll
got?
end it on a Corona porn update. Malcolm, you probably don't know. Corona porn has been taken off on Pornhub ever since the quarantine.
Wow.
I still don't watch
Exactly.
Corona porn. I don't
So
watch
we-
Corona porn.
I mean, I only watch it for this. Honestly, I get into other shit. So
I'm
I'm
POV.
trying-
I like POV.
Listen.
I like to think there's my dick doing the work.
Oh, so you got the VR then?
POV, nigga.
You must
VR
got
with
the
the headset
VR.
and everything.
Yeah,
I'm
he
putting
must
it-
got the VR. And if
I'm
you
putting
don't
this
have
pipe
the,
work in.
if you don't have the VR, sir, I suggest
I
you
don't
get
have-
the VR if you
If-
like that.
I think that's too much.
No,
if
it's
it
not. No.
If it ain't bubble butt, big booty Judy, I don't want it.
Listen, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. But what I will say is, Corona porn update. I saw a video about
Here it goes.
fellatio. For those who don't know what fellatio means, she was sucking the dick.
I'm laughing. Quick pause on that.
I'm
laughing because I heard that word in I think a Dave Chappelle skit. I'll never forget. I was 12 years old.
Fellatio.
And I called this girl's house phone, and her older sister was on the line. And I didn't know it, and I didn't know what fellatio meant, but I heard it in the skit, so I used it on her.
Yeah. Hey, you can use that. You can use that to this day on dumb bitches.
That's
Hey, let
my
me get some of that
nigga, man.
fellatio.
He's
What the hell is
stupid.
fellatio?
Look,
They get
12 years
offended. They
old.
look it up on their phone. By the time they figure it out, my dick already out. So, you know,
Well,
Her sister
wait.
was a singer. Man,
12
crazy.
years old, I was well
So
aware
was
what
so was she
fellatio
was she so did she cut a hole in the mask? Is that what she
No.
did?
So listen. So the video.
Mike is intrigued.
I am.
Right, 'cause
I
we
like
already
getting the
went through this.
details. We've talked about this.
Listen. The video was a fellatio. The title of the video was "She Passed Her Coronavirus Test."
Flying
Now,
colors.
hold up, because I'm not done here.
So she
If
thinks the
I'm-
dick down her throat is a test.
Listen, if I'm being honest, and you listen, you said it, sir. If I'm being honest, I'm not convinced she did.
Was
I
she-
think
was
we
she
should
coughing?
send the CDC over to her house
There's a lot of coughing
with
going
a
on and
cotton
gagging.
swab.
Was
He
she
was
gagging?
coughing and gagging a lot.
Listen, we need a cotton swab
That was a
attached
lot
to
more
a
normal.
car antenna to test her because, first of all, I wasn't impressed. First, second, I don't know that you held your breath the whole time, so you're not proving to me that you passed the corona test. Therefore, I am Takashi 690 your ass and sending the CDC over with a cotton swab attached to a car antenna to ram that bitch up your joint until they find out whether or not you actually passed your test. Ladies and gentlemen, that is all, folks.
That is our Corona porn update. I am Michael Reggie. Check us out over at foolproof.live. Like and subscribe on YouTube and Facebook at Foolproof
And love
Entertainment
everybody.
Network.
Right.
And
Much
love
love.
everybody. Taking it out.
All right, guys.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Tell me.